Stream up, pulled up.
That's the stream.
All right, let's
Maybe
see
too
here.
close.
The stream is very powerful. It goes
It's a heavy stream. Powerful
Yes.
stream.
We were almost in tune there when we did that. Ian, if you ever need any Foley stuff, you just let us know.
I'm on it, man.
We're here for you.
Yeah,
We
hang
will
on.
whip.
What does it sound like when you throw a raccoon against a tree? I don't know. I bet it'd be good in Ian's movie.
Hang on, I'm writing down Star Wars film next in my notes.
Those are always so sad. The ones that the fans put out, they're little.
Sad as in like they don't look
Like,
good, or like
yeah,
sad
it's
as in
just-
like they make them.
They
sad?
just don't have any idea what they're
Well,
doing. A
they're-
lot of times, they're
well,
more
it's-
fans
it's
of
There's a
usually-
Star
couple
Wars
that are
than-
badass.
It's a
though.
budget
There are a
thing.
couple that are badass, but most of the time when I see those come
Yeah.
into one of my feeds, I'm like, oh,
It's got to
shit.
be budgetary though, right? Like they can only do so much.
How many people in this neighborhood do you think have access to Lucasfilm?
Yeah, they don't got Disney
ILM.
money.
They can't go to just ILM and do all the special effects for
Do
me
a
right now.
GoFundMe for it.
Like I could do the lightsaber effect, but it would take a toll on my computer, and it would take me longer than I care to. So like, kudos to them.
No, you got After Effects, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it just a plug-in now?
I'm sure it is.
I think there's just a.
I don't know, man. I stay away from special effects. When Coffee Pot, we tried a couple things with special effects, and I had an older computer back then, and it like damn near fried it. So I was like, yeah, we're just not going to do anything with special effects. Unless one of you assholes wants to edit it. Assholes. Assholes. They know who I'm talking about.
What do y'all edit in?
Premiere? Yeah.
I hate the Premiere subscription now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not big on the Creative Cloud crap.
I get it for Lightroom Photoshop because I need it, and I'm like, cool, you upgrade it all the time, whatever.
Yeah.
But in order for me to then get a Premiere account,
Well, I share it with my my cousin's company. We did a couple like commercials and infomercials for them, and as a trade-off, they kind of just let me use their Creative Cloud.
that's the way to do it.
But it's kind of I am beholden to like when they need it, because they only let like 2 people at a time be logged in, and so if both of them need to be logged in, then I'm like, okay, y'all just let me know when you're ready. Which, you know, it's rare
Yeah.
that all 3 of us need to be on at the same time, but when it happens, it's like, well, I always defer to them. Obviously, I'm getting it for free. So.
Yeah,
But I had to
I'll step out of your way.
recently I had to like export our short film in a big enough format for the premiere, and so I had to like sit on it for a while. Look at that.
We're a little hot, Matt. Can you bring the light down just a
I was
bit?
gonna say, am I just too close? I mean, I can back up.
Yeah, hang on.
Bring that light down just a hair. I'll bring you down just a hair so you can be your normal self. There we go.
To be fair, I'm very white.
Yeah, we're all good. Once you sit down, it'll white balance out. They're on auto everything.
I'm about as white as it gets, so if you need a white card, just shoot it right at me.
Sweet.
I got the green on my cat.
All right. There's something else I was going to ask you. I don't remember now
Oh no.
before we start the show, but yeah, screw it. We'll start the show.
You can ask me in the show.
I can when it comes back.
Save it for the podcast, as they say.
We're going to make it magical. Let's see here. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Hey,
By the way, we're on right now.
we're doing stuff and things. Are we in the chat room?
decided this was show 442.
Yeah, it is. Are we in the chat room? Is the audio working? Can you hear us? Hello? Hello?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello?
Is there anybody watching?
Is there anybody out there?
Is there anybody out there? I hope you're feeling good.
You know, I don't need this window.
I don't need transitions. Hello.
Hello, hello. Where's the old Robo Tuner? Where's the Robo Tuner?
Yeah, where's he at?
He's a good litmus for. Bless you. I'm not sure what that was.
I was gonna sing, and then I needed to cough at the same time,
Okay.
and it didn't. It came out like that.
It sounded like you got stabbed.
9 minutes of penalty time will be awarded. 9
All right.
minutes.
Hello, RoboTuner. Let's see here. All right, let's just do it.
Just gonna do it.
Let's just do it, Dougie.
Do it, Doug.
Do it, Dougie. Do we have whiskey?
There is whiskey now.
What do you think?
I haven't had it yet.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cleanse my palate of this medicine.
Of your limoncello. I think I still have some real
Oh my,
limoncello in there.
that's very good.
Very good. It's
Yeah.
been chilling too, so.
Yeah, love that.
All right, let's fire this thing up. Let's get it going. Here's the absurd intro.
You got a boner?
I will eat your ass.
Okay, fine. It'll be a three-way.
That's called a cuckold, right?
This episode of the
Last Kicker.
is brought to you by
Geist Note.
and
Victor Wrench.
and Plastic Object.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet I'm one of the lucky ones.
Fuck you! You're a goddamn communist! I'm a fucking Reagan era fucking conservative, pussy!
Tingling with excitement, trembling with horror, and throbbing with emotion.
Oh Jesus, I know what this is. What?
I like your face and your smile. Stay for a while, but you should know the time will find you. I like your eyes, you make me cry. You got pretty hair,
I love those kicks.
but you should know the death will find you. Death will kill you. Death will eat you. Death will walk you.
Show number 442. It is Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. National or International Coming Out Day.
Congratulations.
So here we are. We're coming out as a podcast. You can come out in any way, shape, or form you desire.
We love you just the way you are.
In fact, there might be an announcement later of this podcast changing into something else.
Yes.
Maybe a possible religion.
Yes. Always.
Happy Tuesday, Matt.
Happy Tuesday, Dustin.
Happy Tuesday, Ian.
Happy Tuesday, Dustin. Happy Tuesday, Matt.
Happy Tuesday, Ian. And happy Tuesday to Thomas. Is he still in the chat? We getting ditched this week?
Probably. No one cares this week.
Oh.
No one
Aw.
cares.
So how you boys been this week?
Well, it's Tuesday, so so far so good.
2 days in the books.
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
Are you counting? You don't count.
Sunday.
Yeah, it's a day.
But does your week start as Sunday through Saturday, or do you do Monday through Sunday? How does your week start?
I see
what is your
Sunday
calendar?
as the beginning of the week.
So we
I
have
hate-
3
which
days
is
in
why
the
I
books.
hate. I don't like Sunday nights. That's like the most depressing time in the world.
Yeah, but that's why it's called a weekend.
It is. It has to end because if it went on forever, it'd be the week longer
And
infinity.
That's cumbersome. It has a bad mouthfeel. So
It doesn't sound as cool as weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
And we as humans would continue the weekend if there wasn't an end.
And we wouldn't get to say freaking weekend. And I would miss that.
Freaking weekend?
Yeah.
It's a freaking weekend.
It's a freaking weekend, yo.
We'd never know when to say TGIF.
Yeah. Be confusing for a little bit.
Yeah, where would they premiere Boy Meets World?
Where would they do it? When would college football play? When would professional football play?
Oh my God, you just pick a day.
And just let them
What
go
if it
at
just happened? Like every day would be an event in front of the TV. You'd be like, what's going to fucking happen today? That'd be pretty great, right?
There was no sports schedule.
You want to talk about like must-see TV?
You just
Yeah.
sit down and like, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. Holy shit, the Mavericks are on.
Yeah.
It's just
Up
a
against
guessing,
the Cowboys.
It's a guessing game.
Even the teams are like, oh, fuck, that's today?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I would definitely be one of those players too. That'd be like, "Oh man, I got to play today."
What,
dude? I don't even know where my shoes are at.
I'm late to the stadium.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make it for warm-ups.
I'm hungover. Went to Jeffrey Lord's house last night.
Got stoned.
Sir?
Huh?
Well, God bless the Mayans for.
I wouldn't be
us...
hungover then. But...
Giving us a calendar that didn't run out.
Yeah, sure.
How many times is that supposed to run out? Like the Mayan calendar is always supposed to end, and we're all supposed to die.
I think it keeps getting
Like
extended. It was originally
it does?
2012,
12, right?
Yeah, and then
So
they
now we're
keep
on the
extending it.
We're on the Mayan dub remix.
Yeah, it's like
extended
the extended
12-inch.
version.
Yeah. No, we all died in 2012. This is just a really
rewind.
awful limbo.
Yeah,
That breaks my brain sometimes thinking about that.
if we're in a big rewind
Like
or
we
a
just-
pause.
We're all dead.
Well, that's the thing. We know about the big objects that are in space to us. And they're always like, well, there's not going to be a comet that hits us or an asteroid for a good long million years. But that's only the things that we can see and know the magnitude of how big it is.
Sure.
So there could be something traveling through the whole galaxy that we don't even see coming, just about to swat
That's
us.
bigger than everything.
Yeah.
And you just start seeing stars just disappear.
Yeah. We're just that gnat
it's-
that hits the windshield. It's like,
It's just Earth 2, and we're colliding. We're going towards each other. And
that'd be wild.
we just collide into each other, and literally your version of yourself from the other planet just flies off, and you hit yourself.
Would y'all be enemies or would
Do
you
you
be foe
become
or
one?
Yeah.
Do you unite?
Or is it a
Like you're-
massive civil war of self?
I mean, the speed at which the two planets would collide, and you would basically become one gelatinous unit, and then everybody would collide and
See?
become one gelatinous unit. Have you guys ever
I
seen
knew
the end
it.
of Evangelion?
We're jellyfish.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We're just a
Yeah.
jellyfish. We're in this organism that's been just kind of smushed together.
This podcast got real high real quick.
You know,
That's the way it usually goes.
You know, we nearly
Deep.
got hit a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I heard something about it. How far
Blindsided.
was it?
It was between
closest-
the Earth and the Moon was how close it got.
Damn.
And it came from the sun instead of coming from
That
away from the
direction?
sun. And they didn't see it till it passed. And then another one came that was something like 15,000 miles.
That's nothing.
That is nothing.
In the grand scope
And it was
of
like-
infinity, it's nothing.
I guess the rock was about the size of a refrigerator, a little bit bigger.
Hmm.
And it blew by us.
Oh, that would have
And
disintegrated.
You would hope so. It would have broken up, but it was still like they were like, that one could have caused some problems. Like that Russian one that crashed,
The one they had the
6
video
years
of?
ago, 7 years ago? That
Oh yeah, I just remember
that
seeing like
morning?
people's car footage of the meteor coming, and that was nuts.
And it just like that shockwave that just blew through the city and blew
Yeah.
windows out and everything. That was crazy.
6 years ago, when nobody cared about politics.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss it.
When no one cared about anything. When we could all just enjoy life and have fun.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of having fun,
Yeah.
on Friday night,
Let's have fun.
I was hoping to see you Friday night
Oh, Fanamello played. Oh yeah,
in King Clam.
King Clan. Okay. Well, no, I no, just couldn't make it. That's
And-
one of those like we were kind of like overextending our babysitters. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, it was the release for the Space Prom video,
No. Okay. Yeah.
but we didn't watch the video.
So they didn't like. Yeah. I
They
guess
just played the show, and it was the release of the video release.
they just remind people after every song to like get on their phones and watch the video.
I think between every song we were supposed to stop and all watch it together, tie up the network, everybody watching it at once, drive their numbers up.
Yeah.
Which, we'll just get this out of the way, is a fantastic video.
Thank you, man.
Which stars now an award-winning Ian.
Yeah. No, that was one hell of a video shoot. It was done over 2 days, and the director had smoked me out the first night, like too much, to where I had like a weed hangover the next day.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'd never had one before. I think I was just dehydrated.
really
like
hungry.
I didn't really have any water that day before, but it felt like it was because I smoked like more weed than I've ever smoked in my life. And that was the day that we went to the bar, and that was the day that in the Black Void I'm getting thrown around by puppets. So I was in a terrible, terrible way that whole day. But Phantom Metal is really cool. They like the next day they sent me like emergency packets and like
some Pedialyte.
Yeah, and no, they sent me they may have sent me Pedialyte, but they sent me like neck pads and stuff because like I was thrashing around and
you were
they
sore.
sent me icy hot packs. Yeah,
icy hot.
So God bless those kids.
Those guys are funny, man. Because I came home and took my pants off, got in bed, went to bed, woke up the next morning.
Thought it was going somewhere else.
Put my pants back on, and I'm feeling around. I'm like, I got shit in my pocket, and I pull out all these packets of seeds. They were handing seeds out to everybody, heirloom seeds.
Yeah,
I got some cantaloupe, cucumber, and I don't know, squash or radish seeds sitting in there. I was like, this is freaking amazing.
Yeah, start a garden, man.
Yeah.
Have you had their salsa? Their fan tomato salsa?
I have not.
It's so fucking good. It's really good.
Try it.
If you were to compare it against other local hot sauce, like Henry the Archer's hot sauce.
Well, it's a salsa versus a hot sauce, so it's a little different. All I know is that we bought their big jar, and the next day it was basically gone.
Damn.
So yeah, no, it was insane.
Last
It's
time
really
someone
good
brought
with
us some of
breakfast.
that was RAR's hot sauce. Someone brought us a case. That was good.
Yeah.
The Henry the Archer hot sauce is really good too.
I don't think I've had his.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to put out a hot sauce.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys haven't.
Yeah.
See
Some like ghost pepper shit.
We have
That sounds like something y'all
We have a
would do.
coffee, right?
We have a coffee that's fixing to be released.
Oh, it's not in the stores yet?
It's not in the
Can't get it
stores
at
yet.
Wally World?
We just did the tasting for it a few weeks ago, and it's ready to be roasted and rolling.
How does that? I don't even understand the process of like how did you guys even?
We went to Kenya, and we went to Colombia.
A lot of digging with toothpicks. And
We did a lot of traveling during our.
You guys grabbed the soil and you like held it
we
up.
looked
and
at
to
it.
the sun.
The Colombians, they were very pushy.
Sure.
I thought we went to Kenya.
Well, no, they went
those
everywhere.
Colombians
Y'all
that were
went
there.
everywhere.
We went to Kenya, then we went to Colombia.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
The
'Cause it's right
Colombians
next to
were
it.
were pushy. We had to fly to both continents to see which beans we liked better.
Right.
And while I'm a big fan of
Head
Kenyan
Crusher.
tea and Head Crusher, there they are right there. Well, I'm a big fan of Kenyan tea. Their roast was a little weird. Their beans were a little weird. So
And we were told we would die immediately if we turned Colombian. That they're offered down.
yeah,
We
they're
were
down.
like,
So what we did,
see the hippos in there? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's where you're headed if you don't take our deal.
Yeah.
so what we did was
Our
we've got
beans.
a fine blend
Oh, we left some of the
that's
Kenyan.
super high octane that will get you wired.
Sounds like my kind of stuff.
So we need to finish up the details on that, so that way people can start ordering it, buying it, and we'll have it in
What
stores.
are you guys name dropping it yet? What's it called?
It is called. I can show you the art.
I would love to see the art. Are you kidding me?
I haven't seen the art.
Yeah, you have.
This
I
is
showed you
great
the label.
podcast material. Show me something.
Yeah. I'll show you something.
Look at these pictures on my phone.
If you give me a
Whoa, I've never
minute-
seen
Wow.
anything like that.
These are my
awesome.
shrubs outside
Man,
my
you guys
porch.
should
You
see
ever
this.
see my shrubs? Keep it going, Matt. I'll
tell
do
more
some
about
do
my
some-
house. Well, here's some pictures of my driveway if you want to look at
Whoa,
them.
look at that
That
driveway.
That
crack
driveway's
right there.
insane.
That crack happened when my dad he was loading in the bass boat and it hit the the ball joint came blowing off, and it just slammed into the concrete. That's where that crack's from.
Oh, okay.
That's my mailbox right there, Ian. Right there. That's where my mail comes in. When like the mail that comes in the mail from
Sure.
the
What are
postal
you
service.
showing him?
Well, the
And then-
merry-go-round is a weird touch, but I mean,
And then over here's my roof on my house.
Oh,
I
okay.
replaced it 2 years
Okay.
ago.
yeah,
Holy
with the
crap!
Haltom Holy Hell tornado. I know you remember that. That was a wild one.
sure.
And then inside we can open this door and go inside.
No, wow, am I inside the house now?
You're
What's
inside.
happening?
You're-
This is almost like I'm in an Oculus.
We teleported. That's
I
a new
feel-
feature. That's a new feature that AT&T and Apple are offering for homes now. The smart
Y'all,
homes.
this
You can
coffee
teleport.
is strong.
I feel like I'm
I
deep
wish-
into an Oculus Rift.
In another world, there's a man looking for something on the internet, and I wish he'd hurry up and find it, so I didn't have to keep doing this.
Okay, you can stop.
Okay.
I can't. I'll
Hey, man,
find
you
it
were
for
killing
you.
it.
I'll find it for you at the end of the show.
Okay.
Because I've got the PSD file.
All right.
I'll let you look at it, but I was gonna actually throw it up on the screen so everybody could see, but I can't find it.
Aw.
The JPEG of it. But yeah, we are pretty much ready to roll. Everything's there. We just gotta,
Roast it. Send it to everybody.
Yep.
I hadn't figured out how
Get it
we're going to
going.
mail it yet.
It's done by our buddy.
How do you mail cups of coffee?
Velton Hayworth. He started 817 Coffee Roasters. Check them out on Facebook. They're available in stores in the South Side and Pope Grocery over on the West Side.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And that's where you'll soon see.
I don't know how I
Our
can
faces.
get my hands on some.
We can probably get you some.
I need some, man. My coffee's my
I've only
favorite.
had it once.
I
So.
essentially
That's
go
all I've had. It was
It
that
was a
one.
small cup too. I didn't get a full monster cup.
What the
But
fuck?
I was the one that made
It
it.
was
so
a
your
it's kind of my
coffee and
fault.
You didn't what?
It was just the tasting. I think I still have a little bit in there of the
Cool.
beans and stuff.
We can stop the show and
the
go
ground.
do like brew some if you want.
Let's go get
Just
some
come back
coffee.
later.
See you guys later.
I could probably send a message in there and say, "Brew some coffee."
There you go.
She'd be like, "Already?
What? Are y'all drunk already? Yeah, so that show was that night, and then on Sunday, I got to go to the stadium again, and I was going to report back
Stage 'em.
if I talked to Dez.
Did you see him this time?
I did not see Dez, but I did see. I walked out of the locker room to go join up with the team. I had to do some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon Barkley, right after he injured his leg,
Mhm.
being carted
Oh, he rolled his ankle
down the
Big-
tunnel.
Right?
Yeah, he
I bet he was pissed.
there wasn't any pissed in his eyes when I looked at him. He was very
pain?
shocked and freaking out. Like,
He
is
thought
my
it was-
season done? And his ankle was like that big.
Yeah.
around.
Oh man.
They had it already open and everything. I was like, oh my god! And they don't fly through there on the carts when someone's injured. They just kind of creep
Yeah.
by.
Well, sure, yeah.
So I was like, oh my god! And my face. He was looking at me, and Tim was with me. And
You did the whole shit.
Oh fuck, your season's
that
over.
guy's fucked up right there, man.
Roe,
Okay.
who's over the drummers, he was with us too. So us three were walking out of the locker room at the same time, and like all of us are looking at him, and he's looking at us, and then like we look at his ankle, we're like,
Oh,
so I guess
man.
I bet
Yeah, that'd have been hard to.
seeing our face react was
Like, fuck.
probably not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So how long did they say he's going to be out?
a
Did
few
you-
weeks.
It is.
It's
It
gonna
was
be
just
few
a
weeks.
bad sprain, though, right? It was just he
That's
rolled
what they're
it.
saying, but I don't remember. I don't sprains getting like
Mine
a-
got pretty big. I got
freaking
like
cantaloupe?
4 my senior year and my junior year playing basketball. Because once you do it once, then you're prone to do it again and again and again, and you'll also start getting the other one too because you start relying on your
Yeah, you
other
kind of
ankle.
overcompensate. Yeah.
And it just throws everything off. So that's why I didn't play in the NBA, Dustin.
That's why.
That's why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of the NBA,
because I rolled my ankle 65 times in one semester.
Father and son, Dirk and Luca, were there.
Yeah, I heard
sitting
about
next to
that.
each other.
I saw the picture. Yeah.
And then all the stars were there.
The stars
It was
aligned.
kind of
Yeah.
a fun night. We saw someone else too.
It looked like a energizing game.
I had
It's pretty crazy.
I saw Brian Breckenridge on Sunday just for like a couple minutes, and he had to catch me up on everything that's happening this season because I don't watch football really. But So I'm to understand this was Jason Garrett's first game back here, or
Mm-mm.
no? Or I
He
guess
came back last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his first game was last season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the one where where Dak
Destroyed his leg.
His leg went into his spine and out his ear. Remember that game? I
Oh,
was
no,
in
I
Cabo
don't.
when that happened.
Do you football? I mean, do you sport?
I mean, I watch Mavs.
Is that your sport of choice?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
If
I
you-
appreciate hockey for what it is, and I appreciate soccer for what it is. I've never seen hockey live. I've always wanted to because
You should
I
come
hear
out.
it's insane.
Dude,
It's
you
just
should come out with us.
games are expensive. It's always on a
Weekday.
weekday, and then if I get like a weeknight, it's like a weekend kind of night. It's
Hockey games are badass. It's probably one of my favorite live sporting events. Those and Mavs games. I love the Stars and the Mavs
Yeah, I mean I've seen
and the Cowboys.
even though like basketball is my sport, I've only seen the Mavs play like 6 or 7
And the
times.
Rangers.
So
The only I miss the old Reunion Arena, watching games in there, but the AAC's weird. Last year it wasn't so bad. Well, I'm sorry, the year before. I didn't go any last year because really no media or press was allowed in.
right.
That wasn't essential, but man, the AAC like turns into a giant human pinball machine during,
yeah? How do you
during
mean?
Maverick games. There's just so much shit going on. Like it's just like ding 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 ding.
Sensory
ding, ding.
overload.
Like look at this over here. Look at this over here. Oh yeah, there's a game down here, but look at this over here. And here's a blimp. And here's this. And chicks are
Yeah.
shooting T-shirts. And
Yeah,
there's
no,
magic
I know.
there's
what
so
you're
much
saying.
music.
It's real ADD. It's definitely like they're trying to keep you entertained every single second,
Yeah.
and keep you entertained on 2 different things at the same time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's the kind of thing they should do if the game's going poorly. Is that's when they send out the fucking blimp that shoots down coupons that people go absolutely buck wild for.
Free tacos, man.
Fucking
I guess.
pay for the taco.
Then there's-
$1.29.
There's the taco period and the Whataburger
Yeah.
minute or whatever.
The
and-
Whataburger thing where they like
like-
throw the French fry into the
Yeah, into the,
the box.
box.
Then they sometimes, if you're there and you're lucky, they have a magic show at halftime.
Oh yeah.
They have so I didn't go last year. So the year before I went a whole bunch. And it's funny how often they have those same routines come through. It's
Yeah.
like they're on a loop.
Well, yeah, they're like a rotation.
A rotation they come through, and I guess those acts like the crazy BMX riders and stuff, they just go
Yeah.
between Oklahoma City, the
Yeah.
Mavericks, and Houston,
Yeah.
maybe over to
San
New
Antonio
Orleans, and then
every
Well,
back
you know they
down
got
to
to
San
drive there
Antonio.
too.
Back.
So.
So they just do this constant touring loop of all the arenas. And
I feel like every time I go,
Yeah.
it's the guy that's like balancing stuff, or the guy that's on like I don't know. There's always some kind of balancing act every time I go.
it's the plates.
It's like the plates in the tubes that the guy like stands on and he stacks the tubes. It's like
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that act like 4 or 5 times.
It's like, okay, neat.
Yeah.
It's funny just watching everybody that actually works in the arena just go, oh,
This fucking guy.
really? We gotta sit through this. It's not the dancers. It's not something fun. It's
man.
not Mavs man running around in his suit.
When I was bartending at Outback, I used to have these regulars who would give me like tickets randomly. They're like, "Hey, come take our seats," and they're really, I mean, they were up high, but the people that they used to like, I guess, sit next to at every game, like every time the dancers would come on, like the dad or the husband of the old couple, the husband would get up and just like hands on the rail, just like stare at the Mavs dancers. Like the whole time, and then
Like
when they were done,
memorizing?
he'd sit back down. The only time he ever got up is when the Mavs dancers came out. It was real weird and creepy.
Don't you wish you're like that when you get older?
I
In your 70s, 80s?
mean, I guess I hope everything still works. Clearly, all his stuff still works, or maybe he's
You
just
want him to be like a weird perv stalker?
Where are the
Oh.
cheerleaders at?
I'm just here for the cheerleaders.
That's pretty much it's from like every time we would sit next to these people, it was like that's what I would see every time. So I'm like, either he's buying the Mavs tickets because he loves the Mavs, or he's buying it because he loves the dancers. Either way, Mark Cuban's got his
You
money.
should have,
Yeah.
exposed him to Hooters across the street. Like, they have food too.
I thought about one time like getting up and standing next to him.
Yeah, there you go.
And being like, right.
That would have been. That probably would have been on TV.
That would have been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe put my hand on top of his hand.
Or push him down the stairs.
Slowly caress his back.
Yeah.
Slowly.
I love watching him dance.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's weird. All those weird mully warts he'd probably have on his back and hair.
I'm sure he's dead now.
Oh.
It was a long time ago.
So we can't try this out
Moment of silence.
for the creepy man.
Bring out the Mavs dancers.
I probably have tons of audio from when I've shot them out there.
Yeah.
Of someone saying, "And here they are, your Dallas Mavericks." I need to just rip that and put it.
Yeah, you should.
We'll just have it.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a lull in the show.
Yeah. Why did all the arena like PA guys decide to become Louis Armstrong with or Fat Albert?
Yeah. It's been the same guy for like a decade now, right?
See, I feel like it's everywhere.
It's what's his name? It's
like in Sacramento when you listen to them play, you're like, it's the same guy. It's like I said, they're doing the same thing.
I thought that like
how come
he had recorded himself and they just like push a button, like as a DJ up there, like pushing a button saying like everybody get on your feet. But it's like no, this guy's actually doing
you
this.
gotta feel it, Ian. You gotta feel it, man.
It's Sean Heath.
Okay.
Who used to be a DJ.
Well, that makes sense.
So yeah.
And how come the NBA PA announcer hasn't been woke either? There's never like an over the top gay voice like doing it.
Are
going
you
ready? Or like,
let's get going, guys.
Yeah. Or any other race or you know what I'm saying?
Well, have you been to every
You mean
stadium?
like a stereotype?
Do what?
Are you talking like a stereotype voice?
No. It's if you think about it, they're not woke. Majority of them are
white men. Well, that's Fat Albert. That's not.
Oh yeah, true. I can't make.
They're
that.
white stripper DJs. That's their voice. Yeah. That's the way it sounds. Is you're a white stripper DJ.
Yeah. So I wonder if are the stripper DJs woke yet? Like, are they opening it up?
Come on, a stripper DJ, a real one?
Yeah.
There's no way they're woke. But Sean,
what
did
no
he
way
get?
They're woke.
Let me see if I can find this. He got suspended.
Inside.
He got suspended a few seasons ago.
Oh no!
For what?
Let me
probably doing something not woke.
He probably told his fish factory story.
Couldn't be
his
anything.
Joke.
He got.
I've got a joke for you.
He got fined and had to step away from the microphone because of his tweets.
Oh, that's right.
Criticizing a bunch of the
kind of a
officiating
thing for a little bit.
Oh, he was criticizing officiating? Oh, that's
Yeah.
nothing. I thought he was like Earl K. Sneed or like one of those like that one ticket guy that was
like
all
gambling on the games.
So let's be realistic here, okay? He's the PA announcer at the. Now Cuban probably paid this for him, but he's a PA announcer, so he probably makes $250, $500 a game, something like that. That's probably his check.
God, I would hope more than that, but
Yeah, I would think it would be more, right? They're making
would hope.
over 1,000.
Just
that's a lot of games, though.
That's
Not
a
sure.
lot of games.
Yeah.
NBA PA announcer
Salary. Salary.com.
Let's see what we got.
$20.
So
Get a free ticket.
Well, how much does like the
Here you
drum
go.
corps make?
a public address announcer at an NBA game has a salary average of $80,000 to $100,000 in 2021.
Good gosh.
So I was way off on that. Damn.
No, he to give that effort every game, even a game
you
that
gotta
like
be in it.
nobody goes to.
Yeah.
like
You're just
that
for some piss
Yeah.
poor team.
I mean, yeah, man.
the Rangers.
Imagine like
The Pelicans are here.
Right, yeah.
But okay, so he got fined $25,000 too for his punishment for the
Damn.
tweets.
Yeah, I'm sure
And
Mark
Cuban paid it or
that.
some shit?
I'm sure he did.
I think he pretty much takes care of it.
He probably just gave him like a bonus or something, and that was the amount.
Yeah. So, man, I didn't know they made that much.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I would hope they make that much. That's an art.
Well, now I wonder how much Eric makes at the stadium just being a DJ at.
I don't know.
Let's
NFL
call him.
games.
Let's call him and ask him what his salary is.
Here, I'll call him real quick. Let me make the phone up. I
You
got
got a question?
Hey, Eric.
Don't
well,
feel
I
like
got a
you
question.
have to answer this.
I want to get him
What's
in
your
here, but
salary?
he's busy. So he's the DJ at the stadium for the Cowboys. He did the Cotton
Yeah,
Bowl.
boys.
He does stuff for the Padres, so he flies out to San Diego for
Oh,
the
he's
Padres
all over
games.
the place.
Okay, yeah.
Last year, 2 years ago, he did the Winter Olympics. He did this past Summer Olympics that were off.
Yeah, that's like
He
that
did the
Josh
Brazil
Lewin
Olympics.
dude.
Damn.
Josh Lewin did that shit too. He was all over the place.
He
and then
did
got
World
a
Cup.
national gig. Yeah.
So he's all over the place.
I'm sure he makes. Is that his only gig, or does he have like a?
No, that's what he does. That's,
Oh, then yeah,
that's it,
he's probably getting paid well.
yeah, that's his gig.
I know
And
the-
he started building a whole team and making it like a franchise company thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, like a
dude.
talent.
Good for
Like
him.
he's got other
That's cool.
DJs under him. It's a pretty badass deal.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
King DJ.
Yeah. DJ EJ.
Yeah. Baseball umpires are paid really well too, and it's not easy. Like you got to go through some shit too, and referees like for football games.
That's
you
100.
get paid pretty well.
There's not that many of them.
That's 150, isn't it? Or 250?
I think the starting for the umpires was like 250.
It should also
And
come
then,
with
like,
like security.
That was a long
intel,
time ago. Yeah,
Because
I know, man.
I'm
No, that's
sure.
they need that for the kids' games, the 8-year-olds that are playing
Exactly.
down at the Watauga YMCA
Jeez,
So you can
yeah.
top out at 205,000. The average is 150.
on for
NFL.
And what's ML? Look up MLB umpires because I think they start off like at 250 and it goes up. It's like 500.
Well, you're doing so many games a year. The average is 235. NBA is 375.
Oh damn! So that's where you want to go. Ian.
Goddamn Ed Malloy.
Makes way more than Ed Hockley
Yeah.
and his guns.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Man, I'd be a terrible referee. I'd be like, I don't know, man. It looked in, but it kind of looked out at the same time. I mean, can we do the play over, guys? Let's do a do over. Do over.
Yeah, and then let's go look at the
Well, then
monitor.
we'll go look at the replay.
Let's go look at the replay.
Yeah, after they do the whole thing over, I'd be like, I don't know, ref Ian, we should probably look at the monitor, right?
Yeah.
People are just waiting around for like 10 minutes. I feel like this is what happens in games, actually.
probably.
About yeah, they're
Probably.
like one of them's like, I think he fucked up.
Well, they
we
kept.
can go
And
watch
so I threw
TV for a
this
little
flag.
bit.
Did
Let's
you-
watch this. Oh no, he didn't fuck up. We're good. We're
Well,
good.
we're going to watch TV then.
Yeah. Did you watch the Cowboy game?
Yeah.
And whoever, I can't think of his name, was the head ref. He kept saying, "So we had a conversation over here,
Yeah,
and this
yeah,
is
yeah.
what it is."
Hey,
And
man,
he
they're-
kept-
they wanna
we
be
had a
very
conference
informative.
over
It
here.
wasn't
and he's
just
like-
me. It was me and my friends.
Yeah.
We
It wasn't like a
decided.
weird stalking text thing where they don't reply, and I sent
Yeah.
them like 7 texts. This was a conversation.
Yeah, we had
He
a
said
full
that
conversation.
during when the fight broke out, and it was all the.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of. They were feisty, man.
But it
that was,
was
a feisty,
the big
typical
fight that
New York.
shut everything down, which
Yeah.
I know the network didn't show.
No, I saw a
Like-
big one, but they check them so quick now.
Yeah, it
this-
went on forever, and I was just
This
sitting there
was the
watching.
Cowboys
oh my God,
game?
At the Cowboy
Yeah.
game.
Oh, okay.
And it became what do they call them? I can't think of what the penalty is. But he said when he came back, he said, "All right, after the conference we've had,
We had some tea. Mine was.
I
without
asked him how
sugar.
his son's doing. His son's not great.
so Sarah Thomas was
kind
there,
of getting into some trouble.
Yeah.
and this is the first
He's,
time I've
in
seen
juvie
her,
now.
the female ref, or one of the female refs.
Oh,
'cause
she was
there's
there?
2 now, but Sarah Thomas is there, and she was on the.
No relation to Matt Thomas.
Not that I know of.
Oh,
She was
man.
on the line
If our chat room
on
was
the.
working, we'd ask him.
I don't know what's going on here.
I think YouTube might have taken us out, man.
May have. But she was on the Dallas line being a line judge, and she went running out to the field. She like a bunch of flags went out. She went running out to the field, and her ponytail was coming out of her hat. And I was like, man, that dude's got long hair.
You
I was like,
forgot?
oh shit, that's right. So her salary, she makes a third less than everybody else, right?
Well, I would hope the NFL wouldn't be
I would
dicks
hope
like that.
not. Jesus Christ. Well, they
It'd
could
be
probably. I
pretty
mean, it
bl-
depends on
slap
how
in the
new
face.
she is. It depends on how new she is. They might give her the.
Is this the woke NFL?
Well, there's 2 now. There's Mia Chaka too. No, they have to pay them the same. That's the whole joke of the
Oh, I know.
females make less, but
Yes.
I
Yeah,
get
that's
it.
I get it. I get the
that's
joke.
I get it.
Well, you have to
could tell
make
the,
sure.
You could tell the women in the fish factory joke if you'd like to.
Well, you have to be very specific, and you have to detail everything
kinda
out
do
to the
these
finest
days.
dot. Especially after this week we've had with Dave Chappelle.
No shit, man. That thing's spun out of control.
I've watched it twice. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
it's great.
comedy,
and if you
right?
don't listen to it
I
and
haven't
pay
watched it yet.
attention to what he's saying,
then you're gonna
like
just
half
think
the
he's being a
people
dick.
that I think that have lost their shit about the trans talk and the LGBTQ talk, didn't finish. It's like those people that I'm listening to a song and this song offends me, so I'm not going to listen to the rest of it. Or
I think
I'm
a lot
going to
of
watch
people
this
are
movie
like that now, though.
and if I don't like this movie, like I was talking to Susie today about this, because we were actually talking about the Chappelle Show, and I said I have gone to screenings for major motion pictures, press screenings,
Yeah.
and watched reviewers walk out.
Yeah.
A quarter of the way,
how do you
halfway
review that
through.
movie? Yeah.
How do you review the movie and have an honest review?
Yeah.
And then you go and you read the review and they're like, this is terrible and it had a slow ending. You weren't fucking there.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
That's like the Tool Show.
What, you left?
No, the other dude. Remember,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I think he just didn't even watch it.
Luckily, he's just a photographer, not a reviewer.
Oh,
He wasn't writing about it. He just was shooting, and he's older and everything, so
oh,
his ears.
oh. Anyway, yeah, same thing though. It's
But
like,
but I think that's what's happened. If you don't
I bounced,
watch
man.
it and pay attention, what, on the Chappelle Show? You
No,
bounce?
when I did those for the radio, when we'd go to those,
Oh, you'd bounce.
yeah, I'd be like, I'd watch 5 minutes. Sucks. I'm out. Fuck you.
You're also not writing. You're not writing a review.
I'm telling people about it though.
But did
You're
you?
telling them that shit sucks.
Someone's
When you
at the
work-
door.
When you worked for the radio station, you weren't
Oh.
there.
Surprise guest.
Shall I answer it?
Answer it. See if there's a werewolf.
All right. No, I'm nervous. What if there's someone? What if it's?
Do you need your gun?
Answer the door. Matt is getting up and he's checking the door. Somebody has knocked on the door.
It's probably the order I put in.
Ooh, Dustin has put in an order. There's a
I didn't
dog
think
in
it really happened.
Oh, wow, that actually happened. Oh, okay.
It's JJTM coffee. Look at this coming in.
Do you guys want cream?
Cream, sugar? No, I like mine black, like my men.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Wow, I wasn't actually expecting coffee.
I didn't. I was just joking. Roxy, go. Nifty.
Wow, okay.
I didn't get shot.
So have either of y'all watched this Chappelle Show? The special?
No, I was gonna wait till everything died down, and I got into Goliath, and that's all I've been watching. It's like,
Have you watched it?
I haven't. I
Do you watch him at all? Do you watch his specials?
yes.
When he, I remember when he first came out with the next Netflix specials, they like dropped 2 of them. I watched those 2. And I don't know, man. Maybe my sense of humor's changed, but I just didn't. They didn't do anything for me. So like after that, I mean, I just didn't watch anymore after that. That's not to say it's like I don't think he's bad or anything. I can't form a good opinion about what people
What
are
he does,
saying about
yeah.
it, because I don't know. I don't know the joke. I didn't hear the joke or.
Well, after that, I watched it for a second time last night.
Okay.
And I was still up working on some stuff, so I went back. I think almost immediately after that, Sticks and Stones just fired right up. And so I ended up watching that again for like the 3rd time.
Which one's that one?
That's one of the first ones that dropped.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like,
if
that
I
sounds
remember
familiar.
right. That's the one that's in. They're in Atlanta,
Okay.
Yeah.
and he's in the jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Green jumpsuit. That one's pretty hardcore.
There's one. I think it might have been that one then, because there's one where he made a joke about like beating women or something, or made a joke about it, or said something about
That's
it.
almost all of them.
I know, and see, I just can't get behind it. I don't find that funny. I don't know. I don't know. To each their own. It's just not my cup of tea. So
or cup of coffee.
or cup of coffee in this
Cup of
case.
coffee.
What's the name of the coffee again?
It's the JJTM roast.
JJTM roast. Okay.
High octane something
I gotta let it cool
something for
down.
your.
I actually want to taste it. So I'm
Is
gonna-
it
your
really going to be
butthole?
called that? The high octane 4000 BX9 for your butthole.
It's something weird.
I've always been more in the camp of I like when comedians are more like self-deprecating and
Yeah.
less like
Yeah.
I don't know, less shock value stuff. Which there's a market for that. Clearly, there's a market for it. I mean, Dave Chappelle, he's never going to stop, and people are always going to watch him. Everyone's going to, people are going to think he's funny.
Yeah.
He said this is his last one for a while, just because of all the crap that's come down or has happened that he's had to go through with these Netflix specials.
Oh, like he's like that. It's been a pain in the butt doing Netflix specials. Because I mean,
the controversy, but I think the controversy.
He
is
likes
what
the controversy.
sells. Yeah, he does. He totally.
Or at least
does.
he talks about liking the controversy.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I know about him is that like people are upset at him and he loves it. And I'm like, well, that doesn't sound fun.
Because
I think it's because it triggers thoughts. In his mind, he's saying, at least I'm getting people talking about whatever I'm talking about and stuff, and it's drawing attention to things.
I can't.
And was it Mark Cuban or someone said that? Well, actually, a lot of people said this, but bad press is good press.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no
everybody
such
has
thing
said
as
that.
bad press.
There's no
but
such thing as bad press. Yeah, I
There
fucked
is.
that up, didn't I?
There definitely is.
Well, now there is. I mean, you've got cancel culture press that just shuts people down completely.
Just
and you've got press.
Depends on what they're doing to get canceled.
Well, you got stuff that was happening that we've brought up in the past on the show that is pretty either half-ass or almost completely made up, that is canceling people, that just isn't truth.
Sure.
But people roll with it because you get it on Twitter and you have 1 million followers and they just start sharing that shit and it starts bouncing around, and next thing you know, these people are being shut down. Now, if you're like in the special where he's talking about DaBaby and what he did on stage at that festival,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm about to sneeze.
That obviously is a whole cancel thing, but
right.
Yeah,
So
he put his
really
own put his own foot in his mouth. DaBaby did, and then he went on 2 separate apology tours, continually putting his foot in his mouth. So that's a little different. Like,
he's kind of an idiot.
DaBaby's he's not a smart guy.
He's not a smart
He's
guy.
a talented rapper, a talented artist.
Is he?
He is. He's very good.
You think so?
He's very good at what he does. Yeah.
I haven't spent that much time with DaBaby, so.
But I mean, and I'm not going to tell him he shouldn't talk in between songs, but clearly that's what got him in trouble. Is he just decided to just chat in between tracks?
Yeah, and I mean,
and say literally the first thing that came to his brain without any filter, and
you gotta change with the times, man. Things change. Like this whole John Gruden thing too.
What was this? That's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna bring up.
He's the guy with the khaki pants, right?
He the coach of
no,
the
I'm
Raiders.
thinking of Nick Saban.
He's the one that used to be on Sunday night or Monday night or Sunday night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it was Monday night on the ESPN crew. Then he's taken. Was it Tampa Bay? Went to and didn't they go to the Super Bowl too? No, that was Dungy that coached that team.
It's Dungy,
but he did coach the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then he went to Oakland where they won once.
What did he do?
Or was he at Oakland first and they won? Oh,
Oakland
basically
first.
emails have come out from, was it like over 10 years ago?
Yeah.
And then also there was more though today that I haven't heard what it was. Like what there was something else that happened besides the email. The email was bad enough that they pulled out.
And the email was attacking
a reporter or something, wasn't it? Or
no,
a journalist?
the commissioner, who I just went blank on.
Roger Goodell?
Yeah.
No,
it
that's
was
not what I'm talking about.
The
That was
one that they keep bringing up is the one where he's using a
racial slur. Or he's talking about
homophobic slur.
No, it was the first one was the lips comment he made.
Yeah, but then he also
it's never good when you say the first one.
Yeah, well that's the thing. They think they got all they're just going through all these emails and like, oh shit, we got more of a problem. That's when they shit can't. They're like, we're done here.
But he called Roger Goodell.
Yeah, he was talking shit.
The hard F word.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
But there was something else that's tied into Washington. Is that true? About pictures that his brother was sending of the cheerleaders to him?
That whole Washington thing was a huge scandal. That's why they're trying to get rid of Daniel Snyder now, because of all that.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to sweep it all under the rug.
Well, see, this morning I heard that John Gruden was tied into it, and it was because they were sending pictures to him, and he's like, yeah, broing it up. Like, these are great. I like these boobs.
I don't know.
Sounds like the NFL wants John Gruden.
Why are they emailing each other this shit? Just like
on company email?
But here's the thing, okay? All of us have text message threads with our friends.
Dear
okay?
Lord, let's don't bring those
where
up.
We may not get... We say some pretty wild things on it, but it's not like... It's nothing like what John Gruden was saying. There's stuff in there that...
It's just like Ian said, though. You've unless you were born yesterday, not to send those type of messages.
I was gonna say I don't
at all on company.
I'll show anybody my texts of any and I don't delete.
Well, that's because you're a good person. But
yeah,
no, but I mean, like
I forgot we had a good person.
Especially your work email. You should be smarter.
Yeah,
than
not
that,
through work
dude.
email at all.
I'm gonna send you this brochure of the KKK through my work email address, because then nobody knows it's
Right.
hardcore.
But I mean, we've all seen
Stupid.
all of us except for Ian have sent videos of like Trump falling down or being
Yeah,
an
yeah,
idiot.
for
You know,
sure.
those videos are, shit where they're being just
I'll laugh if the president
disgusting
falls
or
down.
whatever.
That
Yeah.
shit's hilarious.
Man,
That's
no matter who the
it doesn't matter
president
who the
is.
president is.
I
Biden,
laugh
falling down
almost.
falling up the stairs.
Honestly,
Yeah.
if I see the person's not injured severely, I'm laughing at anyone that
Well,
falls.
I don't know. Depends on
funny.
who it is.
Out in public, someone falls down. That shit's fun.
I like when the elderly fall down.
If I fall down, I want people
Right
to
next
laugh
to a
because that
highway.
shit's funny. I will laugh.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to laugh if I fall down. So
All our 80-year-old
But-
listeners,
Like
I'm
fucking
sorry.
walk
I
much?
apologize.
If I send let's just say, for example, I send a picture to you, Matt, of a hot
He
chick.
says, "You fucking walk much?"
No,
You
of a
drop the
hot
hard
chick.
F. It's like, wow.
Oh, good God. No,
What
but
the
I
heck,
send you a
Dustin?
picture of a hot chick, and you
Yeah.
send me something. Man, yeah, she's really hot, man. Where can we pick that up? Something stupid.
I don't know what you're talking.
10 years later,
is this a real text?
that's gonna
No, there's nothing wrong with what you just said, but I get what you're saying.
like the
Yeah, if any
it
of us
comes
go
up in
into
the
politics, we're
Chappelle
fucked.
special,
Yeah.
the Kevin Hart stuff,
Yeah.
the stuff that was in his
Yeah,
routine,
when
or
he's
he
supposed to-
tweeted 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
he was supposed to be the
Times
MC
changed,
of.
things changed, the way people conduct themselves or learn about things
Sure.
change.
Yeah.
10 years ago, you could say a lot of stuff. You could make American Pie movies and
Well,
it would be
it's-
no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
20 years ago, you could make Revenge of the Nerds and Animal House and all that
For
shit.
sure. Yeah.
Airplane.
Man, when I was.
I speak jive.
It just doesn't mean you should have. It means you could because nobody was saying anything about it, and therefore you were like, "Oh, I can get away with this." Like, this is everybody thinks this is funny, but at a certain point,
Yeah.
people tell you, "Hey, man, that's not funny." Then you should be like, "Oh, okay, I'll listen to that."
But then you have things like Blazing Saddles,
Yeah. Or
which
It's
is
Always
making,
Sunny.
There's nothing wrong with Blazing Saddles.
it's making fun
Of racists.
Yeah.
Racists.
Yeah.
And
No, people who
Racism
people
is
who are
used-
like trying to cancel Blazing Saddles are just
are stupid.
well,
So-
those people are just I don't know what they're just not looking.
It's
at
kind of the same thing. The way I see that is the same people in the LGBTQ community that are trying to cancel the Dave Chappelle. He's making fun.
I can't.
Shit, I know
can't
you
speak
can.
to it. I haven't heard it, but I don't know.
I'll tell y'all a funny story about how times have changed. Like my first job, like real deal, W-2'd, all that. Well, no, it was my second one. Was Ritz Camera out in North Arlington Mall. And we had this boss that was nuts. Every time he'd show up, he would do something funny just because he was crazy and he was old. Basically, anyway, so he always had to have Nikon stuff. He wore the Indiana Jones Nikon hat when he worked and everything. It was
Wait till
silly.
you see my adventure hat.
So he's sitting there showing a camera, and I'm developing film, and I got some question, I think, and so I start to walk up, and he's showing the camera to the customer, and then this well endowed woman walked by because Baker's was across the which is stripper shoes and like all those crazy ass shoes that are
Yeah.
high heels and shit, man, and all the dancers out from the the one that John Madden used to go to. Totally nude, and then you had the Fantasy Ranch right there, so they would always come in. So this lady's walking by, has a kid with her and everything. He's just walking by, he's sitting there showing the camera. He's like, yes, you can change the f-stop on this. Oh, look at the tatas on that one. And then, and I just stopped what I was just like, and my buddy was working. My buddy was selling a camera because it was my day to develop film, and we were 18. And we knew that was back then, and we were like, "Oh
Whoa.
my gosh,
Whoa.
Sure, yeah.
what the fuck?" We just kind of look at each other like, "What is this, dude? This guy's an idiot." And I think we even approached him like, "Dude, you can't say that. Like, you're gonna get in trouble, like sued and stuff if you do that." And that was back then, like 95, 97.
Yeah.
Next
Oh,
thing you
look
know,
at
it's
the tatas
like
on that one.
me, myself, and Irene, and he's over there
Yeah.
breastfeeding on the
Breastfeeding,
bench.
Yeah, it's funny because every once in a while I'll talk to a female salesperson or like professional or something, and she'll be like, "Yeah, I don't do business." Like I just had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, that was one of my badass accounts, but I can't do any business with them anymore. And I was like, "Why?" And it was because the way someone that was a little older at a different company treated her every time she came in or called, like would make comments like, "Well, you wore the short skirt last week. How come you don't have that on?" Your shirt's up a little. Your shirt's buttoned up a little too much, like stuff like that.
Ooh.
In reverse,
So it still happens.
Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't.
What,
Yeah.
wear your shirt unbuttoned? I think you should.
We had someone at my place of work that would try to trap people. She would dress provocatively to try to trap
Ooh,
them
and
in
then try to
order
get a
to
payout.
get them in trouble and get a payout for the company. And she was trying to do that forever. And then she just started banging everybody at
Yeah,
rotating things off.
that
and
works. Like
When
for
she realized
California
once she
companies.
realized it wasn't gonna work, she just started dating everybody.
I had a job
like-
once where, and this was a California-based company. Our office was in Irving,
Mhm.
and one of the people that worked there, this was a underwriter, straight up shoved a manager. Like started a fight with him, verbal altercation, then shoved him. They sent him home for like 60 days while they figured out what to do and paid him the whole time. And then
60-day vacation.
yeah,
Damn.
check this out. Then they cut him a check for $36,000 and said, "Sorry, we have to let you go." I was like, "What the hell?" And he was the aggressor. Like the whole office
Yeah.
saw. There was like 70 people because this was a cube farm, and we're like, "What the fuck, man?" When I found out that the payoff happened though, like he just got 36 grand, I was like, "Dude, I'll fucking shove a fucking underwriter."
We had a
Or a
guy.
process.
Yeah, it's like a severance package, basically.
Yeah, he just. Oh, and he got to keep all that. I'm pretty sure too. All his retirements and everything. They
Yeah.
kept him because California, the way they treat their employee is awesome. Like you have the employee rights in California are amazing.
Way
Here,
better than here.
you can come in and fart and they'll be like, "Well, we're not feeling it."
Yeah,
Like,
the
"What?"
right to work clause and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah, I know people who've like fallen to fucking work.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it's
That
funny.
can
All your
also
friends from
be-
California that move here, when something happens, you're like, "You can't fucking do that," and the manager's like, "Yeah, I
Actually,
can.
we
Get
yeah,
the
welcome
fuck
to
out, man."
Texas.
Yeah,
we were told that in the business offices, a fart can be considered assault. And we were like, what?
I mean, I see it. Yeah, there's been some
What?
raunchy stuff farted.
It's like, what about
In
people that
close
have
quarters
gas
and
problems
stuff.
or whatever?
You
But
should probably take some Beano before you come to work.
so we had a
I'm in support of that.
an African American gentleman that he's actually the guy who trained me when I started 25 years ago. And he started. It's kind of a weird thing. When he started, he worked underneath my grandfather.
Yeah.
So he knew my grandfather and everything. But along his route before I started working there, he got into an altercation with a guy out at one of the garages and stuck a screwdriver in his throat.
Dude.
Yeah. Didn't do any damage. It broke the skin. He was bleeding, but it didn't do any damage. They suspended him for a few days, and then a few weeks later made him management, so they could move him out of there. And
Guys
he
got
was
some great
management
ideas.
up until he could
He's a
retire.
mover and shaker with upper management material written all over him.
Yeah.
I mean, you heard about like the with the Mavs going back to them. That guy that was like jerking off at work and shit. like,
Yeah.
but he was like really good at selling tickets, so they promoted him and they kept him around, and people complained, and he did that.
I know that guy very well.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I probably shouldn't have. My bad.
We talked about it when it happened. He
Okay.
was the team photographer.
I didn't know.
And-
All I knew was just what I heard on the radio, and it was not great.
He got
Man, it's crazy. How long do you like? That was probably going on for a very long time.
so anybody that shoots the females like I do, like the cheerleaders, the dancers,
Sure.
whatever, you're gonna have slips. It's gonna happen.
Right.
There's gonna be just a time, and the professional thing to do is immediately
Delete the
it.
photograph. Yeah,
You delete it right
of course.
there. You know what happens. It happened at
It happens at weddings. Like
yeah, it happens at weddings too.
Mhm.
I had a bride come completely out of the top of her dress when they were cutting the cake.
Oh, okay.
Like her dress was so tight, she started bouncing up down and
Whoops.
right in front of everybody. And that's just what you do. You just delete everything right there.
Exactly.
So he didn't do that,
Okay.
and he liked to show them off to people.
This is the guy that was selling tickets, right?
No,
The
they-
guy
they
that
do
everybody
both.
made that
The-
big stink
He's,
about.
I think he's talking about the front office guy. That was
It was
like
like-
all over the news.
it
and
was
shit.
the
like
big
that's
one.
they had, like
the
that's why
photographer
they
was
hired,
a big one too.
That's why they hired the lady who's running it now, the
Yeah.
marketing. And
No,
stuff
that's
now, so.
when the photographer got in trouble. Is when
Yeah, it happened
Ding Dong
around the
came in,
same
yeah.
time, but there was two things that happened. Because
And
I
there was-
remember you,
And
Yeah.
then there was Earl K. Sneed, who's like,
was
he did like the show and stuff, but he was also like a fucking creeper. Goddamn the Mavs.
the
Come on,
Dallas
man.
one of the was it Fort Worth Weekly or D Magazine did a big thing on the photographer too, didn't they?
All I
said that
know
there's
is that
been a
there was a
bunch of
guy that was
problems
like
there.
big on like ticket sales, and he would just like jerk off while he was at work and shit.
Good
and
God.
like,
So he, the one that I know very well, he showed off the photos
okay, yeah,
and
no.
and was like proud of them
Stupid man.
in the office space. He was showing, people, look at this, or he'd be going through photos he took and go, oh, look at this, look what I caught,
Gross.
and he was
Gross.
other females were seeing it. Well, the Mavs did a game in China,
I
and
remember that game.
he got on the plane, went with them. All this stuff came out while they were in the air.
But that was an awkward flight.
No, he didn't know until he landed.
When they landed, the team, they pulled him aside. The team went to the hotel and they said, "You need to find your way back to Dallas
Yeah.
now."
Good luck, motherfucker.
And he had to find a flight back to Dallas
Ugh.
right then and there. Like he stepped off into China and basically got back on a plane.
Yeah.
There's a little more time than that, but that's basically the wraparound.
Well, he had a lot of time to think on the way home.
Good God,
Hey,
can you imagine?
How long is that flight?
Oh, like at least 12?
15?
Yeah, I was gonna say at least 12.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Ugh.
That whole flight, just like
A knot in your stomach.
you're paying
just
for the
like,
Wi-Fi and you're like refreshing your page. You're like fuck. Well,
All these
good man. I'm
stories
glad he
coming
had
out.
a shitty day. Sorry, man.
Mm.
I hope you're not like good friends with him or anything. But
Jay Smith is here.
hey,
Fossil Rim newborns. I watched a giraffe fall out of another giraffe the other day. That was interesting. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know that's how they did that.
What do they call a baby giraffe?
Hold on. She's gonna
Giraffe?
beat me to it. A Jeffrey.
A Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
A Jeffrey.
It's the name of the Toys R Us giraffe is Jeffrey.
Which needs to come back. We need our Toys R Us back.
Hey,
They're
by the
slowly
way,
coming
just
back.
an aside, this coffee is incredible.
Do you love it?
Yeah, I
You like it?
really wish that I was having this in the morning and not before, I go to bed when I get home. But
Matt, this is your second glass.
Yeah. I love it too.
this coffee
I
is
still like it.
really good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Uh,
not just fucking around.
he did
Like,
a good job on
I
the
love
blend.
coffee.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I only put like 2 scoops of sugar in here too. It's really good.
Once we
I'm worried about
have it
drinking
going.
it this late too, though. 'cause
Yeah, I know. Like
I got to get up early, and
I'm so sorry that she made
so weird.
us coffee. Can
feel
you
like if I drank that-
apologize for?
No, y'all have to drink it. Chug, 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 go.
I'll put it in a
go,
cup and
Coffee
I'll
chugging
warm it up in the
contest?
microwave tomorrow morning.
go. Let's see. The only thing I had, the only other thing I really wanted to talk about, it's kind of on the COVID tip. I just wanted to say, did you see what Baton Rouge did
No, I haven't. What'd
over
they
the
do?
weekend?
Mm-mm.
I gotta pull this up on my phone. So
I mean, it's Louisiana. It can't be good, right?
it cracked me up.
Just kidding. Louisiana.
So this past weekend,
yes.
if you didn't have your vaccine already, you could go and get vaccinated and and if you got vaccinated, you could have your record expunged.
Oh, what?
Are you for real?
For real, it says if you have a misdemeanor, 5
sounds
years
like
have
a
passed
setup.
since completing your sentence.
That sounds like a setup.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
wouldn't
yeah, come
do
on,
that.
come
Like,
on,
screw
fill out your
that.
paperwork.
For a felony, 10 years have passed after completing your sentence, and even some items that are not eligible for expungement, you can still get other
Murder one.
other
I'll get that
eligible items
expunged.
expunged. So yeah,
I'm on the lam.
well, a murder's a felony if it's 10 years out.
Yeah, that's.
Can you expunge a murder?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it has to be like very small.
Tickets, shoplifting,
Weed,
yeah,
possession,
possession,
shit
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, on October 9th, you could have gone to the Martin L. King Jr. Community Center and gotten your record expunged. Is that targeting?
I
That
don't-
might be
I
racist.
see. I feel like they've done this before and got a bunch of people with warrants before. Like they said they were gonna do some big giveaway a while back,
God
and they
damn,
invited a
that's
bunch of
fucked
people
up.
Didn't they?
to a like a
Didn't they do that with the gun thing?
drawing or something. Oh, was it?
Like you could come turn in guns, no question, no ask. You go turn it in. They write down the
think-
serial number. They'd run it real quick, and if it
And
was used for something,
yeah, probably.
they'd snag you.
Well, you probably shouldn't have used it for anything illegal.
That's what I'm saying. This sounds like a scam, like they're a setup. That's another sheriff department's like, we got I know a good idea we could do now.
This might be my
And they
favorite
do it.
incentive of getting a vaccine that we've had
I'd be
so
like,
far.
yeah, if
though.
you got warrants, come out.
I mean, Arkansas gave everybody a $20 scratch off.
That's cool.
Yeah,
New York City gave
I did
everybody
it for free. So
a smash burger or a Burger Shack.
Yeah, the one
Shake
where
Shack burger.
the mayor ate it on. It was awkward too.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this is why we have to get the COVID vaccine.
The
Politicians are so dumb.
expungement's expensive
Dude,
though.
it's
like-
wild what they'll do.
It's amazing.
Hey,
Did you see the video from the vice president at NASA?
No.
Oh my gosh! Like, come on! It's so. It's like yesterday. I think it came out. I was like, it's so cheesy.
Oh, what'd she do?
And apparently, one of the actors was a child actor. Like, it's already been like, I guess, all the conspiracy people and like this, like.
Well, it's possible a child actor can work for NASA at some point when they
Probably.
grow up.
But
I mean-
that wasn't the child actor is
Was it
not
Trudy?
what bothered me at all. It was
Yeah.
her and
Well,
her.
yeah, I mean,
Ow! Like, dude.
I guess I'll have to look at it.
Actually, you know what? If I saw the same shit at NASA, I'd probably be ow too. So I guess I can't say much. So space is pretty cool.
But expungement's awesome. That's expensive.
Expungement's pretty awesome too. If you're the one getting expunged.
Mine was $750. So that's
Oh,
free
I-
$750 right there.
I think I was looking to do my Dewey back in the day, and it was like started at like $2 to $4 grand to get something
Wait,
expunged.
what are we talking about now?
A DWI.
Having a
Oh,
misdemeanor
Yeah.
expunged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My murder though, I had never taken that to get expunged. I'll try it next time.
I haven't been caught yet, so
Nah, man.
I'm all good.
Yeah.
You can
know.
beat that rap.
Yeah. I beat the game.
I want to know where they find all these retired sponges. Hey, that's why I get the big bucks.
It was terrible. So,
You did it.
I did it.
You
did
did do it.
I did it. I did it.
You did it. What do y'all think about this Southwest bullshit? I
Man,
tried
it
to.
is
I talked to
wild,
Thomas
dude.
about it yesterday.
What's Southwest?
What's he say? The airlines.
well,
the
Dude,
Southwest
I must
Airlines.
have my head in the sand. I keep looking at you guys going, what are y'all talking about?
Well, you're
So,
lucky.
Dave
Trust me.
Chappelle is a comedian,
there was this pandemic
Okay,
thing
yeah.
that
Dave
happened
LaChapelle,
like
the
2 years ago.
fashion photographer. Okay, what?
which is amazing. That's the stuff I wanted to do. Was David LaChapelle?
David LaChapelle, yeah. You still can, man. It's not too late.
I know I still
It's
can.
never too late.
I have his Heaven and Hell book in there. I need to look through it. I haven't looked through it in a while. That's a
Great.
good book.
It's good stuff.
So Southwest on Sunday started canceling flights,
Okay.
and they ended up canceling like 200 or 300, and they were blaming it on air traffic controllers getting
Other issues.
and weather. They were
Okay.
saying air traffic controllers were getting sick, getting COVID,
Sure.
and were abandoning their post or whatever. And then Monday,
Yesterday.
they canceled. I think by the end of the day, there was a total cancellation of like 2,500 flights. And
Damn, that's a lot of flights.
they kept saying the same thing. Well, the FAA came out and said, we haven't had any air traffic controllers leave their post
Oh,
the entire weekend. We don't have a COVID outbreak.
okay.
The
Yeah.
pilots union comes out and says there are issues going on within the company that are being required and that they aren't staffed for.
Okay.
And it trickles out that all over social media, these
Yeah, these
Southwest
pictures and
pilots
yeah,
are
tweets
coming
and
out.
stuff.
Tweets, Reddit. I'm nerdy on the pilot front, so I'm
Sure.
in a pilot Reddit.
Okay.
Should have never got that game.
It was before the game. I've always been an air
It's
freak.
just a matter of time where he's like, "Come on, man, let me take you up in the air."
Oh, no. You
No,
guys are
no,
going to
no,
go
no,
out
no,
like
no,
John
no, no, no.
Denver.
No, 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 no.
We're gonna go.
I already told.
No, I know
already
what's gonna
did
happen.
South-
We have audio of what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I already sent a message Southwest says I've got 40 hours on the new
y'all
Microsoft
need
Flight
me.
Simulator. I'm ready to go.
Hey, if one of these dipshits that won't get a vaccination calls in, I'm right here, man.
Is that what it is? The pilots won't get vaccinated?
Yes, they are mandating vaccinations for all employees,
Okay.
and the employees are backing out now.
Yeah.
And so this is turning into the thing that I've been bitching about for weeks is that these companies forcing vaccines or you lose your job. You're gone.
Yeah,
You're
it's,
fired.
it's pretty wild.
I don't think that's right in any way, shape, or form because like I've said the last 2 weeks, there's nothing else my company has ever mandated.
Mm-hmm.
And I work in a field where things, you kind of play the smart game. You got to, I work around a lot of metal and rust and sharp objects and things.
Right.
I should have a tetanus shot.
Sure.
That's just smart thinking.
Yeah.
If you are a nurse or a doctor that's in the COVID unit or the ER or whatever,
Yeah.
maybe you should have the vaccine.
Yeah.
Just to protect yourself. You know,
Sure.
it's one of those things. But for them to come down out of nowhere and start forcing this,
Sure.
you know, this mandate, and luckily my company's pushed it out till February, but the airlines had till the end of October.
Right.
And Americans, as of yesterday, from what I read, American Airlines was the pilots were going to walk out at midnight last night. They were going to strike.
Okay.
And it's not just the pilots; it's also the flight crew,
Sure.
flight attendants, everything. And then what? At like 8, 9 o'clock last night, Abbott puts out this executive order.
Sure. He like rescinded
that no company can mandate
Right.
its employees to have the vaccine in the state of Texas.
Sure.
No business can require it. No nothing. You know, it's a whole amendment
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in there, he does say in there quite a few times, we should get that vaccine. But it should be up
Well, yeah,
to the
he
individual.
talks about how it's safe.
It's
and,
safe, and it should be up
and
to the
people
individual.
should get it, but it's an individual freedom. Yeah.
Yeah, and that everybody has their own issues with getting it right now.
Sure.
So like, depending on your situation, maybe you've already had COVID, and they say, you know, you've got a natural immunity built up into it. You don't need to go get a booster shot. You don't need to go get,
Sure.
you know, a vaccine. Or what if you freshly had COVID? You have to wait.
Mhm.
Well, that window,
Is
like we talked about last week, like you have to wait 4 months now.
But like, don't they like either you have to get the vaccination or you have to get tested.
A lot
like
of
constantly tested.
A lot of companies aren't offering that.
That's on the company.
Well,
And
for
that's
sure.
that's the problem. Like
There's
my
been
company, no.
Tell them the rest what happened today, though, too. Like American and Southwest came out today saying they're going with the federal ruling and they're sticking to it. So
You can go with the federal ruling, but the federal ruling also said that they're supposed to be getting tested. Like if you don't want to get the vaccine, then you're supposed to get tested regularly.
So here's the thing, like, and I'm gonna talk about it like firsthand with my company.
But see, the problem
because
is
I know
none of
this
it's law, though. Like none of it's
it's law.
Is all
Everybody
orders.
is throwing this shit out because everybody's waiting for OSHA, and OSHA won't release a full law yet because they're still into it. Because that's what everybody's waiting for. That's what will be the end all
deciding
in all.
factor.
Sure.
But like, I'm gonna talk. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about it. First person with my company. My company thinks it's above the law no matter what when it comes to anything.
Sure.
They've tried to pull this shit in the past, and we have risen up. One of the big things was, like it or not, having a concealed weapon on property.
Mhm.
Okay, we can't take it into the office with us. We can't take it into the yard with us, but we can have a concealed weapon in our vehicle in the parking lot.
Mhm.
Okay, the company tried to come out and say if you have a concealed weapon in the parking lot in your vehicle and we search your vehicle, you will be fired on the spot.
You can't search your vehicle.
They said they could. There was a whole bunch of bullshit with this paperwork they put out. This has been like 8 to 10 years ago when this happened.
Sure.
A bunch of us, rose up, started saying we're going to file a lawsuit against the company, blah blah blah.
Right.
Like we have a union. We went to the union. The union said, "Well, we'll look into this." Someone actually did. We had a problem at one of the storerooms with theft and drugs, and they brought dogs out. And someone was found with a gun, was fired right there in their vehicle. This turned into an entire huge lawsuit, and the company came back and goes, "Oh, well, we were wrong in this because we can't supersede federal or state law."
Yeah, they're it's like the parents that threaten no McDonald's, like.
Yeah. The guy got his job back, everything, whatever. But,
Exactly.
This is kind of the thing they throw around, and we don't have the option of the testing every week. What we do have the option is to put in for a medical or religious exemption, like a lot of companies are putting out there.
Sure.
But the week-to-week thing, it's either you get it, and if you don't have your second vaccination by February, like 20th or some shit like that, you will go on an automatic, and you have to turn in. You have to show your papers.
Right.
You have to fill out this entire questionnaire, which is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I did mine for my 9 to 5. Yeah.
So, basically, it's a bunch of bullshit that my company doesn't really need to know. You know, but if we don't turn it in, you get 60 days off to then get your
To
vaccines.
get it figured out. Yeah.
And if you don't get it then you're just off. You're gone.
Okay.
But you can be rehireable if you eventually get your vaccines and come
Sure.
back.
So I guess they made it for February because when they made the announcement, that would allow time for natural immunity people to get through it. Because they say
Probably
after
so.
4 months you can get it. I bet you
Probably
that's why they
so.
did
And
February.
I think there's might be a little bit of smartness of this is going to change a lot over the next few months.
Yeah, it's fluid. It's a fluid
it's a
situation.
very fluid thing. Hell, we're not even at full capacity yet. Not everybody's returned to work yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So them throwing this shit out, I think that's another thing is like the beginning of the year, they want everybody returned to work.
Yeah.
And then that gives you 2 months after that. But it's a bunch of bullshit. Like all of us, even if we are vaccinated or whatever, it's the principle of the situation. Like I come to this job and give you my time. You don't need to be invasive on our personal life.
Sure.
And the union did fight it, but I was telling you this before the show. This is something I was going to bring up a couple weeks ago, but we got derailed. The union fought it. The
From
union
COVID.
went to them, and they were for like 3 or 4 months going back and forth across the bargaining table trying to figure this out. This isn't a bargainable point.
Sure.
So they had to come to some type of agreed upon conclusion. The company went cave, the union went cave, so it's a stalemate.
Yeah.
In a situation like this, it can't be arbitrated, so the company automatically wins.
Sure.
So they put out this thing. The company put out 2 weeks ago. They put out this email.
Man, there's so
saying,
much room for crooked shit to go down in that scenario.
There's so much fucking crooked shit with unions and
Yeah,
companies and
yeah.
stuff, and the
Sure.
It's like
under the table
a
handshakes and
season
bullshit.
of The Wire should be on that.
So
Yeah.
since the union automatically loses when it comes to very important topics that covered us, my entire garage, everybody that was still in the union went, fuck you. We're writing letters. We're out.
Yeah.
We're done.
I mean, that's
I was telling Matt, I pay the union $75 a paycheck.
Mhm.
That's my union fee. If I get a bonus at the year, they take a percentage out of that. If I get a dividend bonus or some type of merger bonus, whatever,
sure.
they take their shit out of that.
Mhm.
25 years, I've paid the union $75 a
paycheck.
pay period.
Sure. Yeah.
I added it up for the show. $48,750 is what I've paid them. And
And they're just
basically fucking
They
worthless.
just fumble all the time.
Worthless.
See, my theory is that companies are going to use this to get rid of the union.
They probably will. They probably totally will.
And then it's going to be their way or the highway no matter what, especially in a state like Texas. So Southwest Airlines is saying, no, they're not going to, they won't do what you tell them. Talking to Abbott. And then the other one is American Airlines. They
Well, the head
both came
honchos
out
are
and
saying
said,
that.
we're not going to abide by the Abbott's ruling.
What
Or
are they
his
go-
executive order, I should say.
What's going to happen when
That's no one
everybody
knows, I
walks
don't
off?
think.
You're already in an industry.
I don't think they understand how
that is
upset their pilots
suffering.
are. And there's a union. Those are two big union.
Yeah, they're all in the
companies
pilots
too.
union.
Yeah.
But you're already in an industry that is suffering because of they haven't caught up from what COVID did with
Right,
them. You
right,
have
yeah.
planes sitting on the ground.
Right.
That are a
Need to
lot
be-
like the GM
Have maintenance
vehicles.
done.
There's no maintenance. They're falling apart.
Yeah.
These machines are not made to sit there. They're made to be working and running. The engines are made
Mhm.
to be working and running. We were talking about this. You go to the Dallas Naval Air Station. I went out there a couple weeks ago, just shooting because there's abandoned hangars and all sorts of wreckage out there and stuff. The entire flight line of the Dallas Naval Air Station is nothing but GM vehicles from the GM plant in Arlington. Full.
Yeah.
Chevys, pickup trucks, Tahoes, everything, Suburbans. Thousands of them.
With no chips in them?
No computer chips. They're just sitting there rotting. And those vehicles, you can't do that. You can't let a vehicle sit for months and months and months.
Yeah.
Right off the assembly line. Never broken in. And that's what's going to happen with these airplanes. You know, you got these.
It's not a good situation, man.
And Southwest is still trying to recover from their 737 MAX bullshit.
So don't fly Southwest, y'all. It's
You
time
may
to fly. What is it? Blue. What's it called?
JetBlue.
JetBlue. The one everybody loves.
The funny thing was on the news was all these people that were just stranded.
Yeah.
Like, I'm stuck in El Paso. I got to get back to Dallas.
Yeah.
Or I'm
People
stuck in
are
Albuquerque.
Stuck in El Paso.
Yeah. It sucks. It's not going to get better for a while, too, till they figure all this out. And I don't think our leadership have the brains or the will to go against the elite to figure it out.
Well, you know,
it
when
sucks. It's like that's why you have what you have with the pilots. Like, for the first time, there was a lot of shit from the pilots now saying, fuck this. And I wonder, has there been any cases of any pilot getting a clot or anything? Because I've heard that, too. It's like,
okay, so
from after getting the vaccine.
This is the problem, is a lot of pilots in everything I'm reading and watching, all the little groups I'm in, my little Microsoft Flight Simulator groups.
Yes, I know.
You know,
because you want to fly to
they sit on their couch too long flying on the big screen, and they
all
get clots in
talking
their
to you.
knees because they don't stand up. No.
You ever thought about it, man?
We talked about this on the show a few weeks ago, was that British Airways was having huge problems because they all had the AstraZeneca vaccine, and that was known to cause a lot of clotting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you're in a pressurized tube,
that's terrible.
30 to 40,000 feet
Sure.
elevation, and you're sitting for as long as they do, not really moving around, those pilots were getting clots, and there was issues with co-pilots having to land the plane or other flight crew having to land the plane. And I think British Airways lost 8 pilots because of clots.
Like they died?
Dead.
Damn.
Jesus.
While they're in the air, or when they got back?
When they got back, they developed clots from all this traveling, and and it's the long haulers. It's the ones that are flying back.
They're the
and
ones
forth.
at most risk, probably.
Yeah, that's the problem. But you also have long haul flights here. You have the the red eyes from LA to New York or LA to Miami. Luckily we're in the middle of the country, so it's not really a long haul flight. But when you have cross country flights, those pilots are scared, and they will not get vaccinated just
Probably
because
taking a bunch of aspirin.
They've seen what's happening.
It's tricky, man. So I wonder do you guys think that we're getting close to a point where these big, huge, like company, like decision makers are about to say, we got to stop this madness. Like something has to turn around and go the other way, or we are fucked. Are they just like,
no,
let's make as much money off that middle class as we possibly can? Is that what they're thinking?
They want everyone to get vaccinated because the money, it's messing with their money.
Yeah.
When you got to close things down, you got to shut things down. It's no. That's hurting your money. So you got to get people vaccinated.
But then you got the other side of it that we haven't even cracked open yet, and that's the litigation that's about to start. And that's gonna be things are gonna be tied up in court and cost these companies millions.
Man.
Well, like
There's much stuff that's going to be coming down the line because it's not a black and white issue. It's gray. Every case is different. You can't say they're all the same.
No, and that's what I said last week. Is like all of us, every human's different in how this, where you are, when you should take it, how you should take it, why you should take it, whatever. But we had 6 lawsuits on Monday or Friday,
just from what you just told
me
through the
earlier?
company,
through the company that were going down. I don't know where they sit now with this Abbott thing, and if we're based here.
You need to watch Goliath so bad.
We're based in Dallas. If they decide to be like Southwest and American, which I guess the fine says it's $1,000 fine for each. What is it? It's not. I forgot how it's worded, but it basically comes down $1,000 per employee. If
Yeah.
you violate this
Can put
per
that-
day.
Can I put that on my credit card,
Yeah.
please?
So I don't know. I think it's as far as me, it's just the principle thing. These companies don't.
Yeah.
It's overstepping a boundary.
Well, everybody is. Like HIPAA is non-existent anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
It's like not even a thing.
Mm.
So it's
And it's
the-
kind of weird. Like in California, the medical laws are so stringent that like the techs out in California or something have nothing to worry about because they don't have to report anything. Like if I go out sick here,
Mhm.
I have to get a fucking doctor's note.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
to file a certain amount of time. I have to
you
tell
gotta go
them
test for COVID.
what was wrong with me. Like
Yeah.
when I had
You got to get if you had the runs.
and it, like say COVID's not even around. It was just during normal time. Like if I was sick, you know,
Get out for sick.
when I had the
It's a ticket reference.
yeah, the stone
Oh,
coming
yeah,
out of my
yeah.
penis at the
The,
Cowboy
AT&T?
game.
Yeah.
When I was out for a couple of days after that. Well, they
Mhm.
needed fucking documentation and to see everything, and my doctor, they needed
Yeah, because they
written approval
didn't
from my
want you to sue
doctor
'em.
and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Who? No, I'm talking about the company. Needed that while I was out. It was
Oh, you mean I got you. I know what you're saying now.
Yeah.
You're a company that you worked for at the time, not your.
not
other
the
company.
stadium. They don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
See, I would think they would.
No. I don't
Like,
care. They didn't care.
I drank some of your nasty water, Jerry Jones. It gave me a bladder stone.
Yeah,
whatever
you
they're
do,
called.
RoboTuner. That's what the whole thing is about.
What?
He's saying the
What's he saying?
airlines are government contractors, so we don't have a choice. That's exactly what the pilots are standing up against. You do have
That's
a
the
choice.
issue.
Plus, the feds bailed out the industry twice so we could stay afloat. That doesn't fucking play into this.
Well, they're
Who
going to
gives
have
a
to
shit
ask
about
for it
that?
again if it keeps up like this. Like,
Yeah.
it'll be a third time. That's what they're probably doing. That's why American and Southwest are going hard at this, is because they know they're probably going to get a bailout at some point to get them right back where they were at.
So here's the big thing.
Let's burn it all down, Thomas.
Here's the big thing. It's, sticking with just the airline industry, here's the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
If the ATC walks out,
Mm-hmm.
they're protected. They have their own union. I don't
This
think
is
they're the
the
pilot union.
traffic controllers.
Air traffic controllers, which they're talking about.
I thought they
that
already did
shuts
a little
down,
bit in some places.
That shuts down a country. They did. A couple of spots did, like Atlanta did,
Yeah,
or Nebraska or something like that.
and others are threatening it.
And they're threatening the entire country walking out.
That's locked down.
That shuts down the
That's
country.
9/11.
Uh-huh.
Like when all the airspace just got shut down.
Yeah.
Man, crazy, dude.
And that's the next stage because they side with the pilots on this stuff. They're buddies with the pilots. They work with the pilots. They side with them.
yeah,
And what the fuck's going to happen if one of these pilots and a co-pilot, get a clot in flight
like simultaneously.
and a plane crashes
That'd be
or something?
Very big coincidence, don't you think?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, something bad. You can't have pilots getting clots in the air.
Or
for
a
sure.
pilot is having a clot while coming in on an arrival.
Mhm. Yeah.
He's making his final approach. He has a clot. The co-pilot doesn't have time to react, and they're in a plane that's not fly-by-wire. Gone.
Yeah, it's a scary period because this vaccine, all the kinks got to start getting worked out, or this is going to continue until it does.
RoboTuner, your CEO also said that the
no.
fucking
Read us-
737 Maxes were a perfectly safe airplane, and
You're
there's
gonna get
nothing
him
wrong
fired,
with them.
dude. You're going to
So-
get him fired, man.
Your CEO's about as honest as my CEO.
Don't trust a CEO
Yeah, I don't trust them.
unless it's you.
Are you the CEO?
But
I
you
am.
know who else is talking about striking also?
Well, I know the nurses are going hard too in some places.
I found out something about nurses I didn't know till the other night.
Never mind.
It's not a requirement.
What? Here?
Mhm.
Well, yeah. I think other places they're coming down with it though.
It's not a requirement in this system, in the systems around here,
In Texas.
in the systems locally.
Well,
I did not know that. And I was like, whoa. But they're like, it's like I said earlier, it's wise. I mean, you don't want to be bringing his own shit home or getting sick all the time. So
Yeah.
it's wise to get it.
Okay.
But the truckers,
yeah.
with all the shit that's
Once they
going on in
start-
the shipping depots and all the ships lined up outside of ports that can't get in, that all have goods that are rotting and spoiling, and
That's some bad bananas, man. You're gonna have to take those back. They're not fresh.
99% Invisible did a whole show about.
Is that one of our songs?
No, they did a whole show about the shipping issues that are happening and how since these massive cargo ships are being held outside of port, the companies that own them are going bankrupt. So then they become floating cities for the people to live in that
Until
are
they can figure it
that
out.
are on the boats till either they figure it out, they run out of fuel, and they just abandon them.
So it's like the rats. Remember the rat boat a while
Oh,
back?
ghost ship
the
with the
rat
rats?
ship, yeah.
The rat ship.
So the it's scary because a lot of different industries are on the verge of total collapse. It seems like.
What a fun time to be alive, guys.
Let's go do acid. Screw this.
Well,
Make some music.
can we get into something real heavy real quick?
What?
Like heavier than this,
It's a little bit.
and an
It's-
astroloid
yeah.
about to come.
I need a
About to
quick
hit us.
break. But yes.
Go TT real quick.
I got a TT too, so I'll wait on you because you're the guest, and you have great hair.
Mhm. And then I want to get into Ian after I have this little.
Get into Ian. I like that.
Yeah,
It's a good name.
get into Ian. Dun, dun, dun.
You gotta jiggle it.
Jiggle the handle. You know what? I should actually just stop it. If you want to go pee
Yeah,
at the same time,
stuff.
I'll just stop it because we haven't stopped in a while. But we'll leave the YouTube go. Dun, 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 here, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Boop.
Okay.
So, I wonder what Matt. You said you talked to Matt the other day about all the shit going on.
Yeah. No, I did. Well, we were just messaging last night, and Thomas was basically. He said the same thing he said in here.
Get a loose dog.
Roxy, go, go, Roxy.
Good dog.
Yeah, I don't trust any CEOs. They just want to lie. Whatever keeps them afloat. That's all they're worried about. Their bottom dollar, making sure they get their bonus. How much does the Southwest Airlines? What's the Southwest Airlines CEO? Who's the Southwest CEO? Gary Kelly. How much does he make a year? Let's see. Gary Kelly, the salary in 2020, $9.2 million. At least he's somewhat decent. I mean, that's still a lot of fucking money, but his salary, his official salary is $750,000. His bonus is $300,000, and through his stock awards, he made $7,125,000, and then he got $289,000 in other compensation. What the hell?
Don't get in trouble, Matt.
It shows he had a salary last year in 2020 by DallasNews.com. Let's see. Who else is here?
Are we talking about now?
Southwest Airlines CEO and chairman Gary Kelly took in a record $9.2 million in salary, stock awards, and other compensation in 2020, a year when the company lost $3.1 billion due to reduced flying during the COVID-19 outbreak. Can you imagine being in charge of a business and you lose billions a year?
I mean, I don't know what I can't even fathom.
Like, yeah, we'll make it up. Who else is on this list? That's it.
So we're gonna get serious, or what's happening here?
The radio, satellite radio.
No, you were saying you wanted to get serious.
Yeah, I got something. Well, we took a break, so it's not really going to flow well. So maybe we won't get serious. Maybe we'll get serious at the very end.
What's your dog's name?
Roxy.
Roxy.
Dallas CEO 2020 salaries. From pandemic chaos, a new leader emerges as Dallas Fort Worth's highest paid CEO. Who's Copart Inc.? Copart Inc. What do they do?
You got me, man.
Jay Adair is the highest paid CEO last year during COVID in the DFW area.
I got no dog in this hunt. I got my vaccine as soon as I could.
Have you got your booster?
No. No, we're waiting on them to approve it for our kid.
The booster or all of it?
Just kids from 5 to 12. We're waiting on that one. No, I'm all about the vaccine, man.
I'm all about the base.
I think it was political suicide to make it a mandate. I think Biden really fucked himself there. Like I said, I wish everyone was vaccinated. I personally, that's just my take. I don't think it was smart for him to force people to get it when they weren't getting it already. If you weren't going to get it, you're not going to get it. You know what I mean? Forcing people to get it, you just lost a vote.
Well, and that's the thing is like,
and now
that puts a whole another line on it.
Well, you're making that voice louder now.
Yeah.
You're giving that platform of like,
Roxy, go.
And now it's going to go from a health issue to a political issue, and that's what I hate about it the most.
Yeah.
I can't stand that shit.
And that's another thing with what Abbott did last night. That's another play on it.
Oh yeah, I mean he's deeply unpopular, and so he had to do what he could to get popular again, and that's It has nothing to do with freedom. He didn't give a shit about your freedom. No, he wants political points.
Yep. All right.
They always just want political points. Sorry. Anyway,
we'll fire this back up.
Cool.
And 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Glad everyone had a nice, refreshing pee there.
Man, so good.
Everyone feels good. Mm-hmm. I was going to go into something heavy, but that kind of killed the drive we were having. So maybe we'll save it for the end of the show.
Okay.
Okay. And we'll just
send people heavy at the end.
Yeah. We'll send everybody into a downward spiral. It's not that bad. It's just, I think you and I need to do something. And we'll get into that here in a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So we turn to you, Mr. Popular.
Matt.
Ian, you were on. Mm-hmm. You were on Funky Town on Sunday.
Making the rounds.
My favorite boy.
Turn this shit off. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, man, I wouldn't even be sitting here if it weren't for Jeffrey Lord.
That is true. 100% true.
He saved your life?
Kind of.
You've been... You've been... you and your crew over at Coffee Pot have been releasing videos left and right. You've got a movie. A little short movie that's going to premiere at the Texas Theater.
Is it Star Wars?
October 25th. Yes, Star Wars Episode 10. They said it shouldn't be done.
That's where Oswald shot
doing that.
Lincoln?
Yeah.
Was it the
Lincoln.
Texas Theater?
Yeah, right.
He shot Lincoln.
Yeah. In the middle of the third act.
Yeah. So that's on the 25th?
25th. It's a Monday. So, the second day of the week.
Who cares? So let's talk about that real quick.
Okay.
You've won an award for that already.
A weekend for something.
Y'all have put this in all these film festivals.
Yes, sir.
How's that been going?
Good, man. Good. We just actually, I don't know if it's this morning or yesterday that we got into our 7th film festival. But yeah, no, I mean, any time it's only been shown 3 times. The other festivals have yet to occur. Mm-hmm. But of the 3 that were shown so far, we've gotten at least 1 award in each one. So
that's awesome.
It's been a success. And honestly, if it stops there, we're still super excited about it. So yeah, we were like happy to be in one festival. We actually showed up at the first one because it was like this is our first short film in our first festival, and we drove up to Lubbock and went to it. And
Full tuxedos?
No, we couldn't get those in time.
No.
We paid for them, but we just didn't get in.
I thought that's what you do. Is you just always show up in
Well,
tuxedos.
we didn't
ready to go.
expect anybody to pick up our film, so
Oh, okay. Okay.
we should have had more hubris, and we did not.
You know, if only Chess King was still open at the mall,
Oh,
you could have
Yeah.
picked you up some suits.
Or Gadzooks.
hmm
No, they didn't have suits. That's stupid. Chess King, no.
They didn't have suits, Gadzooks
I don't
didn't?
think so. It's skateboards.
you could have probably pieced together some stuff and made
Probably
it
could.
Swimsuits.
Got your
shimmery.
got your Spuds McKenzie shirt and your Max Headroom shirt.
Fuck yeah, Max Headroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the ultra hot shirt while you're there.
Yeah, your Ultra Hot
Vision.
and your Hypercolor.
Jimmy's.
From Genera.
Ooh, yeah.
Was it Jimmy's or Jimmy
Can't-
Z?
Whatever happened to that?
The hypercolor
Hypercolor?
shirts?
Why ain't Hypercolor still around?
Well, we're about to start wearing them because it's going to be a mandate to know our temperature.
Oh, yeah. That's how they know your temperature.
Yeah. See, we should okay, think tank time. Jerry Jonestown Massacre
Wait,
temperature check shirts.
Yeah, we need to copyright all that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay.
So, you're going to be showing this, and it's going to be a night of coffee pot, right? Are we
Yeah,
showing
yeah,
all the
we're-
music videos and all the
We're kind of
fun
like
stuff?
the first 30 to 45 minutes while people are coming in. The theater is going to be showing some select sketches that we've done, and some older music videos, and then we're gonna when the show starts, we'll kind of premiere our 3 most recent videos, and then show the short film.
Sounds fun.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a fun
it's
night.
gonna be. It's
I'm
gonna be a
excited about
blast.
this.
Yeah, Are
It's
you-
going to be cool.
I'm glad you're gonna try and make it.
It is on my calendar.
Oh yeah,
I want to be there.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna.
want to see this. I'm excited to see this film.
I mean, it's only 15 minutes, but it's 15 minutes of fun.
That's all you
So,
need, right?
Yeah, man.
I
Yes, sir.
mean, that's how long I normally last.
Like 30 seconds of a hug releases endorphins like a mother effer.
And that's usually that's the cutoff point for a lot of short films is 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It can't be longer than 15 minutes. After credits, it literally ends at 14 minutes and 59 seconds. I made sure it was right at the cutoff.
Right at the cutoff.
Yep.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Where credits have to be 1 minute because it has to cut it in that time frame.
Are you going to show it forwards and in reverse? That's what you should do that night.
Two.
Oh,
Pink
yeah.
Floyd.
Yeah.
You got to play.
Like
Floyd,
The
man.
Shining, how they do those screenings.
Is there going to be a band behind the screen?
Oh man, if only. Joe and Rebecca did the score.
Oh,
Joe Tacky and Rebecca. Yeah.
so they could play behind the screen.
They could. That'd be quite the feat. I'd like to see that.
You ever been to one of those shows?
No, I would love to though.
They're fun.
Yeah.
They're
the
fun.
full orchestra plays. They did
No,
one
no,
with
no. They do local bands. They'll show a screen a movie
yeah.
that either the band suggests or something they just have in mind,
Mhm.
and then they'll pick a band to go play behind it. So, of
That's
course, when they
cool.
played
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner,
Yeah.
Mountain of Smoke played behind them, and
God damn, that sounds amazing.
it's after the show. It's not in the same time,
Oh, okay. I thought it was on top
Yeah.
of it.
but we were talking about showing the old Dune and Spectacle actually playing.
The David Lynch tune?
Yeah,
During on top of it?
we were gonna play on top of it.
I'd watch that.
We were gonna work out the score and everything,
Hell yeah. That sounds good.
and then we sobered up and came down off of our high. No, we were really talking about doing it, and then all hell broke loose and things got crazy. But it would have been fun.
I say do it.
Well, this is gonna be badass. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. I'm really pumped.
Are there plans after this?
Yeah. We've got a couple ideas for the next couple short films, and we actually have a treatment for turning our short film into a full length, which is kind of, I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about this, but we're shopping. We're going to be shopping ideas for full length or even streaming stuff for the short film.
How difficult is shopping this day and age?
You got me, man. That's not my job.
I just order
Not.
mine. I order my groceries
But-
online, like on Amazon, the Freshly and all that stuff.
They just drop it off and-
Yeah, that's how I shop.
No, we got producers that are helping us out, and we'll see. We might go for a spring run of the short film festivals, and then from there, it's like streaming services, and then we figured at the very least you'll be able to purchase this on Amazon Prime.
Sweet.
That'd be cool.
At the very least.
I've heard some cool stuff about the Prime streaming and the Netflix streaming that I didn't realize. Like if you approach them with something, they'll grab it. They'll be
listen.
pretty cool.
Yeah, they'll listen.
Yeah.
They don't just like push you out. They're like, okay, what do you got?
Yeah, they don't make it difficult at all. Like, you know, the old studios used to do. They're like, oh, you want to do a series on what? Okay.
It would be very hard to shop what we have for Netflix unless we were to be able to shop it with real actors, like people that aren't coffee pot people.
Yeah.
I have heard, though, of some of these streaming services saying, well, you got to work with this guy and his name's going to be on the credits, though. That type of thing has happened. Probably not as much as the old school Hollywood ways, I'm sure, but
well, you know,
entertainment business is going to have that. Hey, this guy's got.
Sure.
We're going to.
Well, I mean, people.
We love your idea, but hey, we're going to put this guy on here, and
we got to
you
get
guys
people to
can
watch.
go
That's
away.
what Star Power is all about. Is you got to get people to tune in, and unless you got like a big name director, big name actor, it's kind of hard to get that.
I mean, you gonna shoot down a Bradley Cooper being in a coffee pot film?
No, absolutely not.
See, I wouldn't.
No, man, that's why you throw in coffee pot people as extras.
Yeah,
and give us like 1 or 2 lines to shout in the background. You know.
Yeah,
we'll be fine with that.
Yeah, totally good. That's the current flavor of the week, I guess, is Squid Game. And
I just finished it today.
I am on 3.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went in it
very good.
blind, like
Same.
Everybody's just talking about it. So I was like, okay, let's see
haven't
what
even
this
watched
is,
the
and it was like,
trailer yet.
holy shit!
Yeah, well,
Is that good?
Well, the thing is, like, it showed
No.
up on my Netflix thing, like, you know, like when you start Netflix and then like it's the first thing that popped up and it kind of showed me like a quick preview and I was like, okay, I'll probably check that out at some point. And then I saw
That's
it
what I
popping
keep
up on like Facebook and stuff and I was like, I just skipped it. I was like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I want to know.
Yeah.
And I went in blind and it's amazing. It was great. I love that show.
It seems like the most I see has to do with the first episode.
Okay.
Most of the memes and stuff. But yeah, it's that guy. It's Korean. It's a Korean film, and he shopped it for 7 years trying to get someone to do it,
right,
and make it this whole idea he had, and Netflix grabbed it and look what it did.
Dude, it's a beautiful show.
Did you watch it in Korean with English subtitles, or did you watch?
No, I watched. Yeah. I watched it with subtitles. I didn't watch it dub. I hate dub.
See, I
never.
I started watching it at work, and I watched it in dub.
Yeah.
And I wanted to smash my face into the fucking desk.
I did that with Dark, the show Dark, that German show.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it's German. It might have been Sweden. I don't know.
I know which one you're talking
But
about.
yeah, I watched the first episode in dubbed, and because they automatically started that way, and that's when I realized like I cannot do, especially a TV show where you have to like pay attention. There's like it's episodic.
Like
I cannot do dubbed. It has to be subtitled.
Yeah, that's the way I do Narcos. I have to do subtitles.
I had to do subtitles.
Because like it's different delivery. It's the intended delivery, and
that's the thing is like when I started watching this, the first episode I watched English dub, and it reminded me of 80s Japanimation.
Yeah.
Like there was no inflection, there was no emotion on anything. It was just like, and the
like
laughing,
the old,
like there's
Godzilla,
laughing
like
scenes where it's just like ha 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 ha,
like the Godzilla and the Kung Fu movies, man.
Yeah, it's really bad. So
just read the words, man. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I was able to enjoy it just fine.
Maybe a lot of people can't read though.
I had to stop.
That's their problem.
I had to stop watching it, and I watched the 3 in native with subtitles, and it was way better and felt way better. But it's very the way it's shot, the way things are done, the colors and everything.
It's gorgeous. Cinematography is incredible.
It is. It's really incredible. And man, it's great.
Lowbrow 666 was talking about Alice in Borderland. That's also a really good show.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
I watched the first couple episodes. I need to finish that up. I got sidetracked. On
I would actually say if people enjoyed the Squid Games, you should watch Alice in Borderland.
Yeah,
because you'll love it.
And they're right. Alice in Borderland is a lot darker. But I was not expecting. Squid Game kept popping up, and then I saw like someone put out a shirt that had to do with the faces, the masks.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I need to watch this. You know, people are talking about it. In that first episode, I was not expecting what happened.
Right.
I was like, whoa, okay.
You talking about red light, green light?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, okay. All right. Here we go.
Yep. I mean, have you ever seen the movie Battle Royale?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of movies are derivative of Battle Royale these days, or a lot of TV shows like
Yeah.
Hunger Games. When Hunger Games come out, I was like, oh, I'll just watch Battle Royale again. Why don't I need to watch Hunger Games?
A lot of good stuff out. Check out Goliath though.
You really want us to watch this show?
Why are you forcing Goliath down our throat?
Just because of all the union and the big companies and stuff like that.
I really think all the fighting games these days are based off Scott Pilgrim.
Fighting games?
Yeah, or fighting shows, the
Oh.
movies like this.
God, I love Scott Pilgrim.
Are they
love anything-
releasing a second one?
Scott Pilgrim the movie?
Yeah.
I
There
don't
was
know.
talks about them doing a second one.
God,
Scott
no.
Pilgrim
I can't
to
imagine.
Electric
No,
Boogaloo.
Edgar Wright. I can't imagine Edgar Wright. First of all, doing a sequel.
Yeah.
Second of all, of that movie, the movie's perfect. Don't touch it.
Yeah. Don't taint it.
No. I can't imagine any of those actors signing on. Like it would have to be like a TV show for Netflix or CW or something.
Well, they'd have to redo it.
Yeah, it would have to be a full redo.
A full other cast and
just like add
being
in,
something else.
add in the stuff that had to be cut from the comics.
Did you see the trailer for Scream?
Yeah.
Rolling that out again, huh?
Yeah, and it basically looks like, you know, the whole
It's like a shot-for-shot remake almost.
Really?
The way,
But
the way they're
instead, like
presenting it.
Drew Barrymore being on the phone, she's texting,
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
and then you know, she finally picks it up. And is like, what? And then of course the house is it's a big seller for everything being automated at your house because
Yeah.
all the door locks
They're
unlock
like, what
at
if
once.
Scream
They're
happened,
going-
but now? And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way because
she keeps pushing her phone.
In 10 years,
to
it's going to
lock
be
the
what if
doors
Scream happened, but it's now after the last time.
yeah. I don't know, man. I
They're going to roll out Final Destination some more now.
I'd
I
watch
just
that,
remember
man.
watching
I'd
both
watch,
of those.
It just depends on what the
Scream
big,
and Final Destination.
the big kill is always fun to watch on
Very
Final
beginning?
Destination. The
Yeah.
beginning, and then everything
it's
else
always-
sucks after
Yeah,
that.
And it's
downhill.
way over the top always.
Although
Yeah.
the very first one
That's
was
what I
really
love.
great with the
The log?
barbecue.
Airplane?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wait, which part of the
The tanning bed, right?
The tanning bed was good, but when they're out barbecuing, they're all sitting around. I think it's the very end, and there's a gas leak, a propane leak.
Oh
with
no, the first one that ends up with them in France and a big sign
The sign
swings
Yeah,
and
the-
hits the
yeah.
guy.
So which one is it where there's the
I wanna say it's
barbecue grill?
3.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Like you had the big death at the beginning, but then when the barbecue grill blew up and
hmm
blew everyone,
We
in
all
half, I was
agree
like,
that-
that's pretty awesome.
Everybody remembers part 2 the most because of the big fucking log that came
Yeah,
off
the
the
log.
truck. Everybody sees those log
Well, that
trucks
scares
coming
the
through.
shit. Yeah.
Because everybody used to be afraid of those
Not even
before
just
that movie.
logs. Like
Anything.
around here, it's those big stone trucks that are like got a little like a guitar string holding the stones on the flatbed
yeah.
truck. And
Yep.
that can't be safe.
held together by a prayer.
Or a gravel hauler.
Yeah.
A gravel hauler doing 100 miles an hour down a highway.
Yeah.
That it takes it 3 miles to stop.
Yeah, and I love it when you go around those guys and they're texting. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Great.
okay, yeah. I'm going to see like
Man.
a sequel to Final Destination at any moment.
Just because you were texting.
Do you want to see something crazy? Look
Always.
I mean,
on YouTube. Look up Nuremberg crash, because you know you can go out there as a civilian and drive it at any time.
mhm.
You can take whatever car you have, you can pull out there, grab a ticket, you pay, and you can do a lap around Nuremberg. Well, there's a bunch of blind corners,
Mhm.
and these two guys get in a wreck. So everybody starts kind of just pulling off the road and stopping.
Mhm.
And the guy that's videoing, he's got his helmet on, and he's got his GoPro attached like to the side of his helmet, and he gets out of his car, and he's running back up the track trying to flag cars down
Mhm.
because it's on this
Yeah, 'cause it's
blind
at a
corner
bad
where
spot.
everyone is
Yeah.
flying at like 180 miles an hour, and it's just car after like supercar,
Damn.
luxury car, exotic car, just bam, bam,
Oh,
bam,
God.
bam, bam,
That's heartbreaking, man.
just piling
It
up.
seems like people would start yelling on their radios in their head. Hey, stop!
You're a civilian.
Yeah, you're just.
Oh, I thought you said
driving-
there was a race going on.
No, it's a civilian. This
It's
is
a-
during the day, during when there's no races going on.
Mhm. But they always have.
You
the
can
races.
drive out there
Yeah.
and get a pass and drive on it.
That's when it happened.
You can drive on it in a Volkswagen Beetle. You can drive on it in I don't know, Porsche 911. You can just do whatever, and they take it at whatever speed you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
But there's all these, these rules. These you're supposed to be considerate of other drivers, and if you're
Can you
slow,
drink?
let people pass you. Yeah, I'm sure that's big. I think you're supposed to have a helmet though too. But yeah,
That's crazy. That's on the YouTubes.
On the YouTube,
Oh,
just
man, I'll
look
have
up
to check that out.
Nuremberg crash. It's like, oh my god, and it made me sick.
When did
I was
that
just
happen?
like, oh my gosh, this past week.
Really?
Because they're talking about putting in a digital system.
Was it as bad as the Ice Mageddon video up on 35?
Yeah, just about.
Just like that.
Dude,
You're like,
that
stop.
almost made me cry.
Oh, I
man, watching
know.
that shit. Dude, that was again
That was sad.
heartbreaking. That
And
was one that-
everybody had videos up. And you're like, oh
I'm just
my
like
gosh, I
going,
don't wanna see this.
no, please stop.
Yeah, and there's nothing they could do
Oh God.
about that.
Mm-mm. Nope. That sucks. Every time I go past that stretch of highway too, I'm like, oh, man,
Yeah.
sucks.
This is gonna happen again.
This is such a fun podcast, you guys.
I mean, we were talking about Scott
yeah.
Pilgrim, and then it went to
God, we were having such a good
Scream,
time
and
talking
then
about
we
Scott
started
Pilgrim.
talking about Death and Morbid Terror again.
So I'm gonna.
Let's read the obituaries real
yeah,
quick while we're
real
doing
quick.
this.
Hang
Just
on
wait till
one
we end the show.
Kind of nervous about
All the
this.
people we've lost to COVID today.
We're gonna read through it. So I didn't get to listen to Jeff's show yet, and I came in right on the tail end of where y'all were wrapping up,
Yeah.
watching it live.
Mhm.
But the audio wasn't up, so I didn't get to listen to it yet. But so I didn't get to hear. Did y'all talk about Garage Barrage? What's status with Garage Barrage? What's going on here? I
That
heard
was like-
something about there's going to be a final show, and I was like, what the fuck?
Well, no.
So I need to be caught up on this.
It was just a brief conversation that the fellas and I had about like we like the idea that the last show we played was for the Funky Town podcast. It was like his Friendsgiving or Fakesgiving, I think was what it was called. And
But then he let y'all down and came back.
he did come back. That son of a
So-
bitch. No. Like we the guys, we've had our own private conversations about it, and we've talked about like that was cool that was our last show, but we also didn't know that was going to be our last show. Like we had
Yeah.
full intentions. Like we had just released our CD like a couple months before that. Like we were fully ready to like play a lot of shows and go outside of Fort Worth and like
Have some fun. Do
try
some
and
stuff.
at least sell our CDs and make our money back.
Yeah.
Now I just have like a box of CDs at home. But
Welcome to the world of
Coasters.
a local musician.
hell yeah. But at least we got it though, and
Yeah.
we're very proud of that album. No, we've talked about like coming back and playing like one last show that we know is our last show kind of thing. But who knows?
Be cool.
We're all just I
You
don't know,
totally
man,
should.
Everybody's so busy.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is everybody's so busy.
Yeah, we tried to steal your drummer. That didn't work out too well.
Well, he's
Well,
the busiest of all of us.
I
Man.
know.
His kids are both in soccer, and they're both like, or his daughter
He goes hard into hockey too.
He plays hockey and soccer himself, and
Mhm.
like his daughter's at like the top 10 soccer league, like top 10 team of
Prospect.
the. She's amazing,
Yeah.
and so they play like she plays like 2 games a week or something, or 2 practices a week. I mean, he's
a good dad,
He's great.
We,
Unlike us.
unlike us,
We're terrible dads.
yeah, we do podcast on Tuesday nights
No, but
about jock itch.
he's dumb busy, and so it's like
Yeah.
getting like the song you played to start the show. That was just me and John playing.
Yeah, I know. That's
'Cause
what's funny.
Yeah. So
And
like,
you have a song on that record that
oh yeah, talking about like Ranger's not
You're
here.
not
yeah,
here.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, those are the only 2 songs that we played that Ranger wasn't there. We actually like got together and did that album.
which
but-
is hilarious. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, so like I heard the end of that and I was like, wait, what? Huh?
it's possible, but like it's like a never say never situation.
Yeah.
But I can't.
I think now that Jeff's back it's also y'all's return to do a reunion tour.
I mean, that'd be fun.
Get the band back together.
We don't even have to rehearse, man. We just come out and play like shit, like we always
That's
do.
how you do it.
That's what you do. Yeah.
Yeah. it
As
is
long
what
as
you
you're
do.
having fun.
Yeah. As long as you're having fun, that's all
Yeah.
that matters. And then how many Bandcamp releases have y'all done
Yeah.
since then?
I mean, since when?
Since
The Garage Barrage record.
yeah, the
since,
whole
since our official album?
yeah, since your official album
Probably
is it
like
5?
3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I didn't have all of them, so I made a purchase today. So you should be $26 richer.
Hey, it? What, did you buy all of it?
Yeah, I bought the whole collection.
I don't even know why we offer to pay for it. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. It's
Yeah.
the official. That's awesome.
And then a single. So a single that's just kind of by itself.
And then every once in a while you do a podcast with your wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
When's
But
the
you
next
also have
episode of that coming?
I don't know. We wanted to do one about Halloween.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Well, kind of, because like they don't have Halloween in Bulgaria.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of curious on her take of like what she thought about Halloween when she was in Bulgaria, about like America in Bulgaria.
Did they do Day of the Dead?
No.
They don't do anything.
In
huh?
Bulgaria? No, they don't have Halloween or anything like that.
They're not pagan.
But I mean, like, you know, they get American movies and shit over there. So I'm like
Yeah.
curious what her take is on that. So
Yeah, that'd
I'm
be
sure
fun.
we'll do an
always-
episode before Halloween comes out.
It's always fun listening to her view on things.
Yeah, man.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
And then you have another one, CD's Nuts.
CD's which, by the way, how is there not a podcast called CD's Nuts?
gotta
That
be,
was
right?
my question.
Yeah.
Like when you told me the name, I was like, how is that not taken already?
We the two of us like got together and we brainstormed for a couple of nights about it, and then I was like, we would think of one and go, is that something? We'd look at it and go, ah, shit, the peeps already have that. And then one of us came up with CD's Nuts, and I was like, how? There's no way. That's not a thing.
Like
And
either spelling.
either spelling. CD's Nuts, and it's really just about. We're
It's
just
awesome.
talking about music.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I listened to the Mr. Bungle one.
Okay.
And the only thing I wished more was insight on the record.
Okay, like how it was made and shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like-
that's good feedback. We're still a new podcast, so we're trying to figure out what people want from us.
But that's kind of the thing, like when we were texting back and forth, I was talking about some of the other ones I listened to,
Mhm.
the discographers. They are fucking, they get ridiculous because they pick
Sure.
an artist and then go through their entire discography over
Mhm.
several weeks.
Sure.
But they'll like do one album.
Hmm.
They'll break down that album, talk about where it was recorded, who recorded it, blah, blah, blah,
Sure.
what they used. And then one of the guys is a music theory weirdo. So he goes down and breaks down each song.
Right.
How
yeah,
it ties to the circle of fifths.
Yeah, and like you know why there's weird trichords here and how they're used and what they are and why you do that. And he plays on the piano as he's
Mhm.
going through and talks about, you know, why they all rhyme and why they feel good. And
Sure.
it's like, oh my God, that's
Well,
out of control.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
a music podcast in a sea of music podcasts.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think what we're just trying to do is we're just trying to figure ourselves out right now as far as what the podcast is. But for the most part, I think we're just two guys just talking about our favorite albums.
There's one that's two guys and they just talk about, instead of albums, they do songs. And it's about 25, 30 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just pick a song. And then you have the other one that I love, which is a big deal now, Song Exploder.
Yeah, I love
I,
that.
I love the Netflix show.
Yeah, the
that they
Netflix
did.
show was
That
awesome.
was really cool.
I hope they do more.
I like
I
those.
really do
That's great.
too.
That guy's really good, the
Oh, yeah.
host.
I like
He's
the.
super
Was it
awesome.
Amoeba that did the "What's in Your Bag"?
I love that.
Yeah,
And I tried to
that's
do that
cool.
on Record Store Day, but no one wanted to play along.
I'll do it.
I was going to try to do Jeff. I was going to try to do Marlon.
I would do it.
They were all buying stuff at Doc's, and I wanted to go through their bag. And I wanted to fill their bag.
I would do it.
The Amoeba,
The guy that's
What's
in
in
your
Your
show.
Bag was
The guy
great.
that's in your on your show, yeah, I would do it.
But they also changed it up
Yeah.
before they stopped.
Yeah.
Because it was more like, we're going to walk around the store with you and talk about records you love and stuff you want to buy
Yeah.
or you
Mhm.
already own.
Sure.
So that kind of changed it up. But that was pretty damn good. I like it though. It's an easy listen.
Yeah, and that's basically what it is. We just kind of have the vibe of just like hanging out with two guys talking about music they like. You know, we have like themes on each episode. Like our first one was like, what was the first album you bought with your own money?
Madonna.
Mine was a cassette tapes, and it. Oh no, I
Mine
got
was
Thriller.
cassette.
I got
Yeah.
Thriller vinyl, but then once I started collecting music, mine was Rocky IV soundtrack, and then
It's interesting.
Europe.
It's interesting how many
Those were
people
my first two cassette
buy
tapes.
soundtracks for their first album. My first album was,
Oh shit, mine was a soundtrack.
Super Mario Brothers.
Mine was
Really?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Really?
I bought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Madonna Just Like a Prayer at the same time.
That's
What was your first CD?
Um,
I got two.
I bought 2 at the same
You're
time.
gonna laugh at
Mine was also
Actually-
Super Mario Brothers. It's the first time I ever bought was a CD. So
My first one was Slaughter, Stick It To You, and Nirvana, Nevermind.
Mine was Nirvana, Incesticide,
whoa.
and yeah, you gotta look out there, and Stone Temple Pilots Core.
Nice.
The one was I want to you. I want to be born to be.
Holy shit! It sounds like he's in the room with us.
You know,
I channeled him.
I was trying to think.
It's really good.
I went to Bill's to get a Stone Temple Pilot. I think it was purple.
Yeah.
I went out there because you couldn't get it anywhere around here.
And then shortly after that was I got Nevermind, and then Meat Puppets and Candlebox.
We did an entire episode on the Batman and Robin soundtrack.
I saw that.
Because that is an insane soundtrack.
I'm not joking.
And it's actually really good.
Is that the one with Seal?
No, that was Batman Return. No. No, that was Batman Forever.
That was Batman Forever?
Yeah, Batman and Robin had it had Bone Thugs and Harmony and R. Kelly's Gotham City. R. Kelly's Gotham City was trying to be Seal's Kiss on a Rose.
R.E.M. Jewel, Foolish Games is on here.
Yeah, dude, Foolish Games is, and it's a remix of Foolish Games, so it's like a slower version. It's so fucking good though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Goo Goo Dolls, Soul Coughing.
Soul Coughing's a great song. The Bug, it's really good.
Eric Bennett, Michelle. Who is that? Poison Ivy.
That song doesn't really matter. It's just,
Underworld and the beginning is the end is the beginning.
and the end is the beginning is the end. Both it bookends with
Oh, yeah.
Smashing
There it
Pumpkins.
is.
It's the
Top
fast
model.
version and then the slow
Slow
version.
version.
And the slow version is the tits. It's so good.
So, I have a soundtrack to throw out to you guys.
Please do.
I have a
Top
couple
Gun
of
2?
them. Judgment Night,
Yes.
Judgment Night
Absolutely.
is a movie.
Yeah, you got to
as
listen
in
to
the
that
movie, the Judgment Night soundtrack.
I've never heard of the movie
one. Got
Judgment Night.
Booyah Tribe and Faith No More coming together.
They took a
Like,
hip
all
hop
kinds
and
of
a
cool
grunge
shit.
artist or an alternative artist, and it was like the first time they really mashed them together.
Oh, okay.
And it was
a good
playing
album.
off the Anthrax Public Enemy.
Oh, okay.
The only one that throws
let's see what
blows
we
at
put
that
together.
is the Last Action Hero. Last Action Hero is a good soundtrack too.
That's a pretty obscure one, yeah.
Singles.
Oh
Singles
yeah, I
is a
forgot
good
about
soundtrack,
singles. Yeah.
And then the other one I was going to throw out, that was just weird as shit. God damn it. Spawn. The Spawn
Oh,
soundtrack.
Spawn, yeah.
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 Where they did the
They had
metal
Manson
with
and-
electronica.
Yeah. The Crow. That was one that
The Crow
was
was a big
remember
one.
The Crow was
Lost
great.
Highway was a big.
Yeah.
Lost
album.
Highway.
Oh, the Lost Highway was
Everybody
good,
fucking
too.
loved Lost Highway.
Yeah, that was
Lost
good.
Highway was
That was
Even
like-
if you didn't like the movie, you
you
liked
love
the
the
soundtrack.
Yeah. I like the movie though. So
I don't know if you guys have ever heard the Street Fighter motion picture soundtrack, but
no.
it's actually pretty fucking good. It's a lot of rap stuff, but like Ice Cube made a song called Street Fighter specifically for the movie, and it's so good, it's stupid, and it's terrible, but it's amazing.
Menace to Society was a good
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Mhm.
The Mortal Kombat soundtrack.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
with
There
like
was a-
KMFDM.
Yeah.
yeah.
Scold and yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah,
soundtrack.
those
So
are
yeah,
great.
I on the CDs Nuts podcast, I get into soundtracks a lot because that's what I kind of grew up with. Because I don't know, I was pretty ADD with my music, so I didn't listen to like one band album front to back. I would be like, no, I want to kind of like switch it up back and forth, like with genres and stuff. And that's why movie soundtracks were so good.
You know what? Now that I think about it, my second outing buying tapes was at a Walmart with I bought the Dick Tracy soundtrack. That had
Interesting,
Madonna
with
on
like
it.
Madonna, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
That one, Madonna was on that one too. I was on a Madonna kick when I was young. Think about it. So
Hell
My
yeah.
first metal cassette tapes was Twisted Sister and Motley Crue. It was Motley Crue Shout at the Devil.
Yeah.
And Twisted Sister.
Shadow of the Devil is also on the Idle Hands soundtrack. I don't know if you guys know that soundtrack.
Yeah?
But it's also on
Idle
that.
Hands.
I had that soundtrack too.
Is that the original? Or is that that weird remix one?
Shadow of the Devil?
Yeah.
No, it's the original.
It
The
is. okay.
Ghostbusters soundtrack was awesome too.
Yeah, Ghostbusters
original
2.
one. Oh, I like the original one.
Yeah.
The
The second Ghostbusters theme song, it didn't do it for me.
But it had the song that they played when they were walking around the Statue of Liberty. The, well, I
Yeah.
guess we're gonna have
to
to
control.
Yeah,
You
know.
joke about the Top Gun soundtrack, but like in 3rd grade, my teacher,
It's awesome.
That's when Top Gun came out.
Playing
she
with
was
the
all-
boys.
Yeah,
And we had
I had it.
these math drills we would do every day. And if someone, scored 100%, which usually is a whole handful of people,
Sure.
you got to listen to. She played Danger Zone for
Hell
you.
yeah.
Listen to it.
She didn't play Take My Breath Away.
They
No.
played
that-
Playing
I'd
with
want
the
her to play that.
Boys.
Yeah.
Also, Kenny
Yeah.
Loggins
She
banger.
did play that. Man, Kenny Loggins has a
Yeah.
bunch of good bangers.
Oh yeah,
A bunch of good bangers.
Mhm.
Footloose.
Another soundtrack that was great, and it it didn't aggravate me. I love that they did it when fuck. I just went totally
Oh no, what
blank.
happened?
It's all right, man.
When I Happy
About
Am
movies.
covered it. Holiday Road.
Oh yeah,
Oh, Holiday
The,
Road.
uh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
from the
family
vacation soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's
That
freaking
is a good
great.
one.
That's
I'm trying to my soundtrack brain is like freaking out.
there's some good ones.
The Daft Punk Tron.
Yeah,
Tron's a great soundtrack.
They don't
Can't
really
Hardly Wait's a really good soundtrack.
they don't really sink the money into soundtracks anymore, do they?
well,
No,
Not
it's
really.
all about original scores now. They don't really
Yeah.
do the whole like
bring in the bands and stuff.
God, I'd love to do that.
diegetic soundtracks. Like American Graffiti was like one of the first movies to really do that.
So Trent and Atticus are basically the kings of this right now.
Oh yeah, they did. They just got Academy Awards for Soul,
Yeah,
and that's an
Love it.
amazing soundtrack.
but they're rolling through all that. Have you listened to like their stuff, the stuff they've been doing, their scores?
I mean, I've only heard like the Social Network they did together. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo,
which was great.
Soul. Yeah, anytime they get together, you know it's going to be amazing.
That Vietnam one they did was great. The Ken Burns Vietnam,
I didn't know they did them.
they did that. Yeah,
That's going to be real atmospheric, real moody.
it's fun. The Watchmen stuff was awesome.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Watchmen was good.
Watchmen soundtrack's good.
And basically one of those records is just a weird ass remix of Nine Inch Nails song.
Yeah,
Like really, really, really out there remix stuff. But yeah,
I don't know if you guys are into like Twin Peaks or anything, but they came back in 2016 for the
Mhm.
3rd season. That
Mhm.
whole album, all the like musical acts that they had,
I didn't watch it
very
though.
good.
It's
very good.
Really? Is it?
Well, I mean, do you like David Lynch shit?
Mm,
Then yeah,
I need
it's
to.
the most David Lynch you can get.
I need to.
Besides the original? Twin Peaks.
Well, the original Twin Peaks was like, I think it was handcuffed by like network television.
Yep.
Yeah, it aired
So-
on ABC, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He went full David Lynch on his
Like Lost Highway.
the last episode of Twin Peaks of season 2.
Yeah,
It's the most David Lynch shit ever. And then yeah, he made his movies, which are great. But like Twin Peaks, the 3rd season, Twin Peaks: The Return is like David Lynch Unchained. It's amazing.
I need to watch it all at once because I did not like watching it all spaced out.
What the Return?
Yeah, the Return.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I can see
it
that.
really aggravated the shit out of me having to wait
yeah.
because it was so out there.
It's so out there.
But it's also like when I watched the first Twin Peaks, I think I watched it all at once.
Yeah. It's nothing like the first 2 seasons.
Really?
It's like that's something you got to
Yeah.
forget about.
Don't
Yeah,
wanna
you don't. It has,
Go into it thinking
Yeah,
about that.
Like
it's True Detective.
it's good to
Oh,
know.
they do it.
yeah.
It's good to know who the characters are because you will see them,
Yeah,
but it's completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, it's freaking yeah. And True Detective. We kind of went off on this at one time. The all the opening credit songs for HBO shows and
Awesome
how great
they
they are.
Mm-hmm.
Love the
Michael-
all
Mike-
those songs are great.
Big Little Lies was it? Did you guys ever watch that on
Mhm.
HBO? Michael Kiwanuka did the 1st and 2nd seasons, just different songs of his. Dude, his albums are all amazing too.
What'd you think of The Wire doing the same song in different fashions?
That was
Every
badass.
yeah, I thought that was cool.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, but then I also like Boardwalk Empire just having that tune every time, knowing
The
that
Brian Jonestown
yeah.
Massacre song.
The most overrated theme song, though, honestly, I know I'm gonna get shit for this. Is Sopranos. That theme song is so overrated.
The
I thought
A3 song?
it just drove me nuts. It's like, ugh.
Have you heard the full version?
I don't know if I have
It doesn't start off exactly like
that.
just
that
straight
weird,
up.
Yeah.
It's got a weird build up to it that's pretty cool. And the same thing with the True Blood song. It starts
Yeah.
up a little bit different. It's
Never
a little
finished
bit
it.
laid out. But the song was cool. The show
I
was
got
stupid.
3 episodes into that show before I was like, this
Yeah, I
is
was like, yeah.
dumb.
This is dumb. The True Detective song ruled.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
God, I wish they would have just only made 1 season and then just
Just
stopped.
cut it.
Yeah.
But all of us would have been sitting here.
Season 3 was
freaking
good.
out.
I like season.
I did too. And you know what?
I didn't hate 2 because of the one line.
I've watched 2. So I've watched the first season probably 20 times.
Watched it over 4.
Oh shit! I've only seen it once. Goddamn, I need to catch up.
Dude, there's so much shit you start catching
Oh my
that you
God.
didn't the first time.
So much stuff.
Like the last epiphany I had was how fucking scummy Marty was. I guess I was more focused in Russ Cole's character
Yeah.
and what was going on in him. But man, if you watch it, a few times you'll catch, man, Marty's a fucking dick. Like he's just an asshole. He's like a bad person.
Yeah.
The second one, I didn't like it the first time I watched it because I was wanting more of the first one.
I think everybody did.
But if you erase your mind and just go into it, like this is
Not
a
bad.
completely different
Yeah.
TV show that has that
I like
handles things a
That
different way.
shootout
It's
scene
very
they
cool.
have in the middle of it.
Oh yeah. Where he's like going through windows and shit.
That was badass. And I didn't think Vince Vaughn was terrible either. I thought he was gonna fuck it, like make it stupid.
Honestly,
but he was good, man.
He was the one part I didn't like.
Really?
Yeah, like he would
His
do like
character or
these.
just-
He would just do these long monologues that like
Yeah.
I couldn't stand, man. They were just boring.
I've
He
only
was
watched
doing.
that
I guess he
once.
was doing fine. It's the material he had to work with.
It's his monologues start feeling like his sales pitch that he does
Forgot
on
the
that
monologue stuff.
Yeah, that's what kills
Yeah, I
you.
forgot that.
like on the intern or the internship or whatever.
Yeah.
Where they're doing the Google and he does those weird monologues that are weird.
Yeah.
Come on,
You're
guys.
waiting for him to start laughing through them or
Yeah.
joke
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it. That's what I kept waiting for in True Detective.
To be Vince Vaughn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn.
To
it
Vince
out.
Vaughn it up. Yeah.
The one that just came out, I think it was on HBO. The hotel, the Coral Hotel or whatever the hell it is.
Oh.
I haven't watched.
the White Lotus.
The White Lotus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great show.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
It's such
really good
a
show.
slow burn and a build up
Yeah.
and so tense,
Mm-hmm.
but that was great. And
Did you guys watch 9 Perfect Strangers on Hulu?
Mm-mm.
I have not watched that yet.
I highly recommend that. It's basically about the healing properties of like psychedelics.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it has like an all-star cast and everybody is basically giving a master class in acting. It's very good.
That's cool. What's
Yeah.
it called again? The
Nine Perfect Strangers.
You have to check that out.
Yeah.
I'm totally gonna have to go check that out. Yeah. I gave up on Westworld though.
See, I was about to jump back in because I want to know what happened, and I only watched the first season, and the second season kind of fell off. And
I'm
never
kind of
went
in
back
the
to it,
Game
so-
of Thrones vibe with that show where it's like I've already been so invested. I need to know how it ends. But
There you
Game
go.
of Thrones, the last 2 seasons, I just
Are they
didn't
still
care
running?
for.
Westworld.
They got another season coming, but you have to deal with Jesse Pinkman running around. And
But like, why?
He's in it?
you go,
Oh yeah,
bitch.
he was in the
let's
3rd
go.
season. Yeah, he was in
Yeah.
the 3rd season.
Man, I dropped out way earlier than that.
No, once they
Should
leave the
probably do
park,
it,
it's
though.
like stop watching.
Yeah, that's when I wanted the park is what made it cool.
Yeah,
But now they're in the real world running around, and I gave up in the 3rd season because I had no idea what they were trying to fucking do.
The first season I had to watch twice every week. I'd watch it because that was back when when they first came out, you couldn't just stream it. You had to watch and wait the next week.
yeah,
for it
week to
come
week.
out.
Yep.
So I would always would DVR it. I'd watch it, get too high, and like have to go back and watch it again either later that night or the next day
Mhm.
and say, okay, now, I get this.
I would watch it, then read an article about it the
And
next
watch
day.
it again.
It's kind
And
of
be like, oh,
I missed that shit.
Oh.
I always miss the
Okay,
cool shit
all
too,
right.
man.
Mhm.
Like I'll have to get text from someone. Oh, did you not catch the reference on the what's that Star Wars one? Mandalorian all the time. It's like
No, yeah.
no, but now that you mention it, I was like, damn.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch it.
I would watch Mandalorian first thing in the morning when I got out to the job site or whatever,
Yeah, and
We
you've
got-
had your
started
coffee.
working. I'm watching it, and then I'd come home and watch it again, and then I would hop in online and be like, okay, what I miss?
and then go watch it again.
I'm the weird guy who like doesn't like anything that has to do with Skywalkers. I don't really care for any of the Star Wars movies.
Out.
I like Mandalorian. I like.
Mandalorian is badass. You like
It
the
was good.
animation?
I liked Rogue One. I loved Star Wars. What's it called?
the Clone Wars and
No,
the,
not the anime. The new stuff that just came out. On Disney
the
Plus.
one that I
Visions?
haven't seen
Visions.
yet. Yeah, Visions.
Visions was
Loved
awesome.
Visions is
I haven't
my
seen the,
favorite Star Wars thing that they've made.
There was only one that I thought was kind of
Can
slow.
I just pick that up?
I'm fine with it
Yeah.
though.
I don't need to watch it after something or anything.
No.
It has
It's-
nothing
Sweet,
to
because
do
I've seen that.
It's nothing to do with anything
anything.
regarding
cool.
which is great.
Yeah. And they're all short.
I
They're
know-
all 10, 15 minutes long.
Really?
Everybody that I know hates the fact that I think Solo is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Solo's freaking great.
Solo is great.
Love Solo. I love Solo and I love.
I don't understand why
Rogue
everybody
One.
pooped on it.
Rogue One might be.
Those are my
well,
two favorite Star Wars.
Empire's
movies.
my
Everything
favorite.
else, I just don't care, man.
Empire's my favorite by far.
I don't know what
just don't
happened to
care.
me as a kid, but like I didn't watch Star Wars until I became an adult.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why.
That's what it was. I never had any interest when I was a kid. I was like, man, that's just like shit my dad watches. That's like adult stuff. They're just like talking the whole time. Yeah, there's like a lightsaber every once in a while, but mostly they're talking about politics and like the Senate and like
Especially the
rebels,
first
and I'm just
three.
like, boo. And then the prequels
This
came out.
sucks.
And
Well,
I,
that's what I meant. The prequels are
I saw-
really political.
I saw the prequels with my friends at the midnight release for every single movie, and I hated every single movie. And
That's
so
us. He's talking about us.
And then I saw the new ones. Midnight release, or not midnight release, but like the early releases for all the new ones.
Yeah.
I hated those.
Now, see,
Like,
Force
why do people
Awakens.
like this shit so much?
Force Awakens is like, yeah, here we go. It's a
mushrooms.
little bit of a,
That
of
must
a
be it.
rehash of New Hope, but here we go. Force Awakens good.
Yeah.
Then I went to a press junket for the Last Jedi, the one that Ryan Johnson did.
Mm.
I walked out there so mad, and I'd already bought tickets for all of us to go, and I was like, "Son of a bitch! I got to sit through this piece of shit again."
Yeah, I saw that shit by myself, and I was in the theater, and the moment Luke Skywalker throws the lightsaber over his shoulder at the beginning of the movie, I was like, "What are they doing right now? What is this?"
Ryan killed it.
You
He
could
fucked
go
it up.
online and you can find people who think that he saved it,
Yeah,
and that hey, he was doing something different. It's like that's fine, but make your own Star Wars movie. Don't
yeah.
fuck the trilogy.
So
It's called Star Trek.
And then you have to have a course correction for the third movie, and it's
Yeah.
basically just shoehorning shit.
Exact.
Yeah.
That's what I hated
That
about that
was
one.
what was
is the
bad about
shoehorning
that.
of like,
They were just like-
2 hours. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Ignore that movie.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Like, we can't do this quick.
well,
We're
there's
gonna
a
hint that Finn kind of has the Force at the very end of the fucking movie.
There's a giant petition online, and there has been some things thrown out there. Giant petition online to kind of push those three away and not let them be the last three. And Disney has said we can make
What
another
are you
three,
supposed to do? They happened.
and that this was all like a vision quest or
Mm,
some
mm,
shit. But I was like,
mm.
you've already
Don't.
all
Don't.
half the old actors are dead.
No.
Yeah, don't. That's
Just
not,
leave it alone.
leave
it
Move
alone.
on
'Cause
and
I-
just
let's
move
have
on.
fun.
Move on with something
The
else.
way that they had teased the first of the new ones, with like Finn being the stormtrooper that like runs away, and I thought
Yeah.
the movie was going to be about him and being like a stormtrooper becomes a Jedi.
What happened to the
I
whole?
was
There's gonna
real
be
excited about that, and then that's not what happened. I was like, oh, he's just a side character. And then they like pushed him even further
He was
to the
awesome
side.
too,
Yeah.
man. He's an
And he's
awesome
great.
character.
I
man.
love that actor. I love everything he's in.
dude. His
Because
the like
it's
his
Kathleen Kennedy
his-
trying to throw out that we gotta have strong women in our movies,
And that's
women
fine.
roles. It,
Have
it
that.
totally is.
Have that,
Yeah.
but like, it's the way it was advertised. It was advertised in a way that I
You want to shock the world? Have those two be brother sister.
that would have been fine.
I mean, it'd been like, oh, what? Huh? It happens.
It's just the fact that they knew they were making a trilogy and they didn't have a concrete like
Yeah,
plan. They were just fuck it.
I like reading Lucas's response to everything. He's pissed.
What happened
It's
to the
all-
whole? They're
he
gonna
sold
do
it.
a
Who
Darth
cares?
Vader like trilogy or something. Did that just poop out? I thought HBO was gonna do something too.
Well, they're making
Or,
they're making the Obi-Wan series and
Yeah.
Anakin's in it.
No, I thought they were specifically going to. There was something that was being wrote for
There's-
HBO or something that was gonna be
There's
Darth
6
Vader.
movies about Darth Vader.
Yeah.
What else are they gonna do?
You don't need Darth Vader's done. Like You know what's weird? I never
Just
really
saying
thought.
what I heard, man. I didn't.
I never thought Darth Vader was cool
Damn.
until
Fuck Darth Vader.
The end of Rogue One is the first time I thought Darth Vader was
Dude.
cool.
Yeah.
I will tell you that's number 2 for me. Rogue One
Rogue One's awesome.
is incredible,
Second-
and it's perfect. It's so dark.
Yeah.
It's so adult.
Yeah.
The way it should be. The
They don't hold
themes in
your
there are
hand.
adult.
Yeah.
They don't hold your hand. And going into that movie at midnight and not knowing exactly what was going to happen in that
Yeah.
scene.
The end.
Well, first off, the scene that really happens just before that is when the Star Destroyer comes out of light speed and just
Yep.
pushes other ships out of the way.
Yep.
Just like, boink, you're a toy.
Yep.
And you're just killing thousands of people with this Star
Yep.
Destroyer that comes out. And I was like, well, we've never seen that before, and that was fucking badass.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, but, like it's funny when I saw Rogue One and the first time you see Darth Vader and he comes out in like the lava room or whatever, I was like, he's not imposing at all.
No.
Like his outfit is actually, if you like really look at it, it looks fucking stupid. If I'm being perfectly honest, that is not terrifying to me. It never was as a kid, or
That's why as a
imposing.
kid, in Empire,
In the 70s, maybe it was scary.
Empire being my favorite, I watched it like every day when I was a young kid. That's where I fell in love with Boba Fett. I was like, he's way cooler looking than Darth Vader.
He
He's
looks cool.
way awesome.
But is
and
Boba
way-
Fett
Still
cool?
is. Boba Fett is cool.
Is he?
Yeah.
It depends on what
yeah.
you go on. If you go off films,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
he's
going-
kind of
that's-
weak.
But that's where he comes from. That's the lore. That's where people got excited when he came on Mandalorian. Oh shit, it's Boba Fett, and it's like, well, what do you know about Boba Fett, really?
Well, I mean, technically, the Mandalorian's more
Yeah.
of a badass.
Then
Exactly.
But it is written, the stuff that is considered, legacy or whatever that has been written
like
is
the
all
canon,
badass.
like the books and
The
stuff.
canon,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, probably. But I don't know. I just think off of the brief appearances he made in the movies. where
He doesn't
didn't
do
really
anything
say
in
anything, and
Empire.
He doesn't do anything, and he falls into a Sarlacc pit.
Well, if you think about it, he never really hits
I want to
anybody.
know
He
what
goes
happened
to shoot,
in that Sarlacc.
and Darth Vader
Right.
tells him no, pushes his gun down,
Mhm.
and then
But he gets his own show now.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because he looked cool.
the show's gonna be badass.
That's it.
The show's gonna be badass.
I like that they got the original guy from the
Yeah.
prequel trilogy. That was pretty cool, though.
The actual
New Zealand
clone.
guy.
That's the thing that pissed me off was they turned him into a clone.
Yeah.
He's not a true Mandalorian, which then became a whole issue in the Mandalorian, which was badass because Jon Favreau knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
He kind of does.
Mandalorian is the best property that Star Wars has ever put out.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be doing a Old Republic series, and I hope it's badass.
Yeah.
Because that whole Old Republic story is really awesome.
Mhm.
Back when, there was Sith everywhere and Jedi everywhere. It wasn't just like, here's Darth Vader and the Emperor, and they're
Right.
the only Sith you
The
know.
I say we do an
fucking guys.
Ewok trilogy on ABC.
Let's do it.
Like the holiday special.
We've got like
That was
3
shitty.
holiday specials.
Yeah.
There's your trilogy.
There's the trilogy. All right. Well, we've gone late.
Oh, sorry, fellas.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. I
Talking
don't know when
Star
you gotta get
Wars.
home. I can talk Star Wars all night. Let's go. So I wanted to throw this in real quick.
Is this the downer?
This is the downer.
All right, let's end on a down note, just like every good podcast.
Over the last 2 weeks, I have either known or in my circles of friends or coworkers or whatever have been around 8 people that have attempted and or have succeeded in killing themselves.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going around, man.
No shit.
Terrible.
And it's freaking me out. It's freaking me out really bad. And I think we need to do another show with Peter
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
pretty soon, Peter Thomas, and talk about this because 2 of these were really close to me. I grew up with them.
I'm sorry, man.
And it put me last week on a real weird downward spiral, like just finding out like these are people I thought, kind of looked up to with where we had come from and where they were.
Yeah.
And you just never know what's going on. And I know one of them for sure. And the world has affected him. He just gave up. on the world. He didn't have the whole COVID thing, the way the government was going. He just wasn't happy with the outlook of what was.
Yeah,
The outlook looked bleak to him, and he was. I mean, he was a smart fucking dude. The other guy, from what I've been told, was just kind of fed up with everything too. He had a lot of things in his personal life that affected it, but he was also just fed up with what was being delivered and fed to him. And I think that's a big issue we have right now. Is a lot of people are.
There's a lot of anxiety going on.
A lot of anxiety.
For everybody.
There's a ton of uncertainty. And then you have the bullshit that is just, forced down your throat from social media, news outlets, TV, whatever. You got these different organizations you're supposed to look up to, trust, and believe in that are just saying things are never going to return to normal. You're never going to have a normal life ever again.
Yeah.
And it's disheartening. It's everything looks just bleak, and
it's funny that you brought that up because when I was driving over here, I was like, man, it's like everywhere you go, there's just tons of anxiety. People are like, everyone's just a wreck right now. It's like, you thought once we got on the vaccine side of the pandemic that things would start getting better, but it's kind of been the opposite. Things have just gotten fucking crazier.
Well,
it's like
keeps
no one's
worse.
dealing with it well. It's like we're just there's so many people that are just turning to drugs and alcohol and like fucking off, and like it's amazing how many people are struggling right now, and it's all ages. It's kids all the way up to the elderly. Like
I've been having issues lately. Like
that's why we're going to the country, sir.
My anxiety's been through the roof.
Oh,
I
mine
have
too.
had even over this past weekend, there were times I wanted to jump out of my skin and I was freaking out. And I needed decompression time. I needed alone time. I needed in a positive way.
Yeah.
Not alone time in a negative way. Sure. I need alone time to just relax and calm down. And it's bad. I've been having that a lot lately. Anger, bad. I've had it in the past month. I'm starting to realize I have had a ton of anger issues, or I'm on the verge of snapping.
Sure.
And
you can go to a therapist, man.
Well, I know I can, but
or we could have one in on the show.
It's not just all about me on this. I'm just saying, if I'm feeling this and I feel like I can somewhat digest what I see and read in a normal way,
sure.
Having 8 people around me in the last 2 weeks, out of the 8, 5 succeeded. 3 of them, survived. But it's just that number's fucking stupid, and I talk about it with my coworkers at work because some of it has happened in our work environment or with their loved ones. We're just talking about these numbers. Will, our old buddy, producer of the show, me and him were talking the other day, and if you go look up the numbers in the past year of suicides, it's fucking through the roof, and no one's talking about it. No one's mentioning it. It's not being brought up anywhere.
Because the finger goes back to the fear factory, the media. The media and the government have done this.
So is that what they're afraid of? If they start talking about it, it will be turned back on them?
They're not going to cover anything right now except whatever they're getting paid to cover.
Well, what they're covering and what they're talking about is pushing people over the end, because all you do, we listen to No Agenda, and they always play the ABC News intro.
The Thursday threesome or something like that, where they play the...
Yeah, but they play the ABC with, what's his name, the evening news, and how the very beginning is just block
never-
after block after block after block after
Never
block
mind, that's
after
not what
block
I'm
after
thinking
block of what they're going to talk about on the show, and it's like
just the intros,
the
too.
intros, and he's just like, tonight we're going to talk about,
by the end of it,
30,000
like-
people die of COVID over here, and there's a hurricane attacking, and 20 people die in a tornado here. It's all death.
Yeah.
It's all fucking death. I watched it tonight. They talk about the 15 stories they're going to talk
They
about
got that
in the
dramatic
30-minute
music
thing.
that
Dramatic
loops.
music.
Dun-dun-dun,
He's
dun-dun-dun,
running through it.
dun-dun-dun,
Every
dun-dun-dun.
single fucking story was death.
Yeah. It's hard.
And it's ridiculous. And I want to throw it out here now. Whoever listens to us, our friends, whatever, if you ever need a place, always open. If you need a place to come talk, come hang out, get away. If you need to get away from your environment, just give me a holler. The door's always open.
There's hotlines. You can find affordable therapy if you look it up. There's always affordable therapy available, and that's honestly the biggest thing you can do is see somebody, and call out, and call those hotlines, and honestly just like unplug, because I feel like everybody gets on social media and they scroll until they're angry, or they scroll until they're scared, and that's been one of the biggest things that helped me in the past decade, was to just I don't get online as much as I used to.
Yeah, go outside.
Just talk to somebody, and seriously, just find a therapist. Like it's I know there's a stigma behind it, but there's nothing wrong with getting help.
Nothing wrong. And that's what I'm saying. If you don't want to go to a therapist, you need someone to talk to, that you just want to hang out with someone. Like I said, my doors are always open. There will never be a stigma there because I've been down that road.
Yeah, message any three of us.
Talked about it.
Any of us.
Totally here. And I will also throw this out. Here's a pro tip. I don't know. I mean, your mental health is the most important thing, and surviving, living. That's the most important thing. Just take a quick little road trip, a one-dayer. Just get away from everything. Yeah. Just drive, explore. Go explore. That will change your outlook and your thoughts and your feelings about so much stuff. Put your phone, in your console or whatever.
Yeah.
And just go explore.
It's funny.
Get lost.
One of the shows that I got into heavily when I was when I had the COVIDs was Meat Eater. Have you watched him? Have you watched him yet? You watched? It's all about like this guy that like he's hunts from the field and takes the food all the way, but he goes to all these remote places and stuff, and that's the most interesting part, is where he goes and hunts and stuff. And he said something in one of the episodes. He's like, the longer you stay out, like he was in Wyoming or something like that. He was like, the longer you stay out here, the more you start to feel the city and your life inside the city, and like apps and social media and all that just melt away. And when I went to Arkansas, like we didn't even stay out that long, but you go out exploring, go out to Big Bend or whatever, you'll feel all this anxiety. I mean, I'm not saying the anxiety will completely fall away, but you'll feel the problems in the city, and just kind of you'll start feeling it, the weight being taken off your shoulders and getting refreshed.
Yeah.
Yep. And do art, man. Fucking write some stuff, paint some stuff, do a movie, whatever, man. Don't ever stop writing. Like I had a buddy that was talking about, he was kind of doing the kind of like what Ian's doing, and I do business with him at my job. But anyway, he was talking about how he doesn't write anymore, and because he moved here from LA and he's just burnt. He's like, I just stopped doing it altogether. I was like, man, don't do that. It's like, don't do that. You gotta keep writing, whatever it is. Even if it's children's books. It's creative. It's a process. It helps you get away from the phone, and it helps you unplug.
Mm-hmm.
That's, man, it's a downer right now. It's just like what we talked about 30 minutes before we got on the show. It's all downer.
We even talked about it for
make our own positive.
In the middle of the podcast, we talked about it for quite a bit. But you got to process that, the traumas and the things you're going through. I think that's very important to process it. It's good to unplug every once in a while, but you got to, face it too.
Yeah. You can't have your head in the sand.
But we're not professionals, and you should talk to a professional.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think it's easier to face things when you don't have the weight of social media on your back or the anger or feelings it puts upon you, that stress.
Yeah.
And even like I'm just driving around here is angering.
I know,
the
man.
way people are lately.
I know.
I don't get
That's
it.
the worst part of my job and your job is driving around all the time because
Yeah.
we see the worst of people. It's like, dude, everybody just
And
chill.
that may be it.
And then you catch yourself
know?
getting caught up and you're like, motherfucker.
That could be it, but it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with it? It's since the return. Like during COVID, when everybody was locked down and didn't get out and everybody stayed home, traffic was perfect. It was beautiful. It was awesome. But now the return, it's like right when people started return, they're like, laws don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want. Fuck stop signs.
Well, everybody's still mad.
Yeah, a lot of people are mad, carrying anger that they don't have any control over. Like, all you got to do is stop everything down and look at what you're doing as a person. Don't let these outside forces get you so worked up, Like, it's hard to do, though. It's hard to stay in the now and not dwell on the past or worry about the future.
Yeah,
but
that's why you got to process it.
Yep.
So, yeah, Matt, that's what I want to do. I want to get Peter back in here.
Let's do it. We'll reach out to him.
I want to try
He's
to reach
always
out
been
to him.
responsive to us. So
Yeah, I want to reach out to him and talk to him about things. And
he can bring his stormtrooper
armor.
We'll
No.
check it out.
Have you ever seen him wear it?
I've seen pictures on Facebook and stuff, but
yeah, I was there one night when they were putting it all on. That wasn't easy.
It's a bit of a task.
Well, once you're in it, you can't sit down, you can't
Where you
bend
gonna pee?
over, you can't. Oh, it's got a little Velcro thing you can pull off and use, but there was no you can't sit, you can't bend, you can't do anything. This was old
Bad
armor.
time to get diarrhea.
This was old vacuum formed armor they built, but now it's probably better. But when him and Alex would run around and the rest of the band, Stormtroopers and Darth Vader.
Well, thanks for sending us out that way.
It's important to talk about, man.
Very important. You're probably right. We probably should have started off with that.
Well,
maybe next week.
Kind of weird. Yeah.
So,
Ian?
Dustin.
Ian.
I appreciate you finally coming over.
Dustin.
Hey, I appreciate you having me.
Always welcome here,
I've been
sir.
trying to get you over here for weeks.
That's true.
I was trying to get you to come in to fill in for Matt.
Should have. You had my job.
Yeah.
I was this close.
So close. He's got like 4 other podcasts he's got to do. No, we appreciate you coming over as always.
Do the Barrage show.
Super proud of what you guys have been putting out.
Thanks, man.
Music video wise, and I'm excited to see this film. I'm glad you guys are winning awards. It's freaking awesome.
It is awesome.
And hopefully we see a GB on stage.
You got to talk to the other
Sometime in
guys,
the
man.
future.
My garage is ready. You got to talk to.
If you need fake garage, we'll come over.
Garage is fertile.
And jam with you.
Okay.
Let out some steam, jamming.
We were gonna change our name at one point and become Hot Yonder.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Does that have to do with the heat in the garage?
No, it's just something. I think Ranger came up with that, but we were gonna.
Sounds like a revolver beer.
We were basically, because Megan is no longer in the band.
Yeah.
She's in Vegas now. We were like, well, are we still a Garage without her? And we were gonna call ourselves Hot Yonder, but that got thrown by the wayside.
I like that name though.
That's a really good name.
That is a good name.
Nobody take it. We might still do it.
Copyright. JJTM.
TM.
Yeah, TM.
TM.
JJTM 2021. We'll hold it for you, so that way when y'all do it, and we'll go after anybody
like an
legally
escrow.
if they steal it.
We're an
Fair.
escrow of ideas here.
Yes.
Fair.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, later, guys. It was awesome.
Later.
Bye,
Have fun.
everybody.
Bye.
So, I got to tell you something that's crazy about what you just talked about.
Do you want me to kill the stream?
Yeah.
Good night, guys. Bye. See you later.